You get a 300-pounder laying on you early on, it hurts you in the fourth quarter.
Clarkin, 6'4", 295, a senior out of University City High School in Philadelphia.
He's really turned it around, you know.
Tell you what, Doc, he wants your job. He's majoring in radio, TV, and film.
Well, if it comes down to a physical deal, he can have it.
Some young legs. Just a little bit short. Panthers across their front line. Ron Dickerson is pacing and trying to hope that his club can hold on this third down and short. Johnny Majors, Reuben Brown, and Thomas Malika. Good group up front.
Yeah, Malika really stands out. Brown, as you mentioned, an All-American potential, definitely a first-round draft pick.
Pitt, third down conversion. That ranks 8th in the conference. Third down in inches. And everybody up tight. And a very short wishbone. Almost a straight T. Ryan pushes ahead. Looks like he picked up the necessary inches. Other action in the Big East Conference coming up in a little less than an hour. West Virginia hosting Louisiana Tech, BC at Army. And that's at 1:30. And a huge game today. Check your local listings. Virginia Tech at Miami. And Syracuse and Rutgers, they are idle.
Going to be some points up.
From the 29-yard line, it's a 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Run out of the I formation. Billy Davis gets it, picks up a couple. Lance Johnstone, leading tackler for the Owls, and he's a guy, Rick, that can go sideline to sideline, also can stop it coming right at you.
Well, he's got the total package, and Coach was talking to us before the game, and he mentioned that, you know, while he was at Clemson, he had several players, you know, like that. But at Temple, he's a one of a kind. He's got speed, he's got power, he's a tenacious defensive player.
Pitt Panthers 1-7. They've lost 6 straight games. Temple Owls 2-5. They've lost 4 straight. 2nd down and 9, and Ryan will throw. Got a deep man over the middle. It's Billy Davis with a diving catch at midfield. Good for a 1st down. Coverage by Alan Jackson, number 41. That's a pickup of 20 yards.
Billy Davis has been so reliable for him. That's now 31 receptions on the year for him. And again, give the offensive line some credit. Temple running an X game up the gut. I even like the fact that Billy West got in. He chipped in on pass pro. Look at that stretch. Nice stretch. That's good operation.
1st and 10 now for the Panthers at the 49. In motion, that's Curtis Anderson. They run the short back, and what a pop that was up front. Vince Williams got the carry, and he went head-on with McClurkin, number 89 for Temple.
We talked about McClurkin. He's a load. That's not the kind of guy you want to go one-on-one with. I mean, he just looks like an interior lineman. He's got that low center of gravity from the stomach area down. I mean, how do you move this guy? You know, and Billy runs in there strong. No way. That's a mismatch. Defense going to win on that 9 out of 10 times.
One thing you can bet on, the Pitt Panthers going to try to establish the run against Temple, which ranks 8th in the conference against the run. Ryan, quick drop. Home run ball. Askew separates. Can't get it. He was there at the 12, and he beat the coverage of Mike Williams.
Boy, Mike was in no man's land. You know, the key to it is getting off the line of scrimmage properly, and the great receivers have the ability to do that. You know, you don't mess around a lot of time. Look at the separation. See, you can only gain this separation if you get a clean release off the line. Boy, just inches away.
That a just miss.
Story of Pitt's offense all season.
You bet. 3rd and 8 from the Temple 48. Brian Curran, number 74, in at right tackle now for the Panthers. Davis, Askew, Anderson, and Jones. 4 wide out look. The blitz. They hang it up high. Who's going to get it? Davis had it, hit his head. Pass interference against Temple. It'll be a 1st down for the Panthers inside the 25. Alsherman Singleton, number 94, the linebacker, covering the wide receiver. Mismatch there.
Well, you'd like to think so, but he was all over him. I mean, that's pretty good coverage by a linebacker. And what happens is when the ball's in the air, I mean, you got to definitely be going for it. He's lost his vision. See, you watch him right in our screen. He's looking inside. At this point, he's beat. It's the duck. He waits up. So he never really looked at the football. If he gets his body around and finds a football, then I don't think that's called. If you stick the hand out, they've got you. They have got you. Good call.
Davis let that ball get into his pads all year, Doc. We have seen guys not using their hands. Hence, we pay a lot of attention to the Pete Mitchells and Marco Battaglias because they do such a great job of catching the ball with their hands.
Yeah, Big East has strong in the tight end category.
Ball's at the 33-yard line of Temple. This drive started back on the 18-yard line. Ryan going to throw. Got Askew, ton of room, picks up about 8 yards before Johnstone knocks him out of bounds. Johnstone covering for his cornerback, Mike Williams.
Yeah, they're going to go after Williams. As you mentioned, he's a feisty kind of guy, likes to talk the talk. But in this case, you know, if you give up the deep ones and you're not strong on the short ones, you got to do one of those things, take it away. See, I like this. A team that goes out and takes what the defense lends it.
Ball's at the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 2. Pitt with a pretty crisp drive, aided by pass interference. Here's West, a lot of room into the secondary, inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. 1st down for the Pitt Panthers. Number 22, Robert McWilliams, makes the stop for Temple.
Yeah, strong drive so far. It really is. I mean, you look at the numbers. I mean, this guy leads the Big East. Big Reuben Brown up front. Thomas. See, that's a string of pearls there. Great takedown by Brown. And you get a back that can read the blocks well, hug it, and stick it up there. I mean, that's really good. That's good football.
Pitt the favorite in this game. As Anderson goes in motion. 1st and 10 from the 18. The short man, the fullback Williams, a lot of room. They push the pile all the way down to the 5-yard line. Singleton and Brown have to make the stop for Temple, but this drive is now a Pitt drive the way they want to do it.
Well, this
on the ground.
This has the earmarks of number 78, Reuben Brown. There's a block coming up. This is a classic. It's the Hall of Fame kind of block. I mean, the guy, we talk about the forklift block. You can talk about the bolo block. This is an intimidating situation. Look at that offensive line. There's Big Reuben. See, full flesh. You got guys now pad on pad, and you get a back that will just will follow that and see it and not dance around. Reuben Brown he's a keeper.
Flipping penalty against the Pitt Panthers. That's a big one. So that will negate the nice gain and put the ball back to the 20-yard line.
Well, it's difficult to get a clip. You're playing smash mouth football. I mean, you're going off tackle. Maybe your wide receiver trying to get great effort in it. You know, we don't see it on this. But sometimes, you know, the outside guys trying to chip in.
2nd and long, 2nd and 17. Ball's back at the 20. Ryan with time over the middle. Got a man there. Davis. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Touchdown, Panthers. Billy Davis with the score. His 3rd of the season. And for Ryan, that is his 6th TD of the 94 campaign. And Pittsburgh leads at 6-0. They beat Bill Cox.
Well, this is what happens when you can run the football effectively. You get the play-action fake that sucks the linebackers up, see the void. You get a little area. The ball is perfect. Pretty good effort by Jackson, but he's late, and the result, Panther touchdown. Here you watch it again. The offensive line up front real well. See, that play fake does. It keeps the linebackers in. Brown may have been in that throwing lane, but he couldn't get there because of the play fake.
David Merrick on for the point after. He's missed 3 this year. He's 11 for 14. Got this one right down the chute. 10:04 to go, 1st period, and the Pitt Panthers have driven the field to take a 7-0 lead over the Temple Owls here at Pitt Stadium. We'll return to Pittsburgh after these messages. Today's Big East football telecast is brought to you in part by Motorola Pagers for the messages you can't afford to miss. And by Molson Ice from Canada, the land where ice was born.
Canada. It's a land like no other, with a beer like no other. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be bolder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice, from a land where ice was born.
This new strategy is going to position your company as a leader in the poultry industry here ASAP.
With the new Memo Express pager from Motorola, you receive actual text messages instantly.
Look, you're on track. Unlike those clowns yesterday who brought in some guy in a chicken suit. Chicken suit. Excuse me.
Lose the chicken.
Introducing the Memo Express pager from Motorola for the messages you can't afford to miss.
Terrific drive for Billy Davis, Chad Askew, and the Pittsburgh offense. 7-0 Panthers. And John Ryan was productive, going 4 for 5 for 55 yards passing on that drive.
It really was. We've watched Pitt open up on a number of occasions. They've hurt themselves. Not the case on this. Only a couple flags, but they kept it between the tackles and let that big offensive line do what it does so well.
Almost 5 minutes on the drive, and the best way to keep that tempo offense off the field, too.
Well, I'll tell you this. Next time Pitt gets the ball, look to see the Owls do a lot more in terms of stunting. They're going to have some run-throughs and get a lot more aggressive on defense.
Damon Atwater and Jeff Frederick are deep to take this kickoff from Todd Barton. Frederick returned a punt 74 yards against Syracuse last week. Takes this one 5 yards deep and does the right thing and keeps it right there. So the Owls will take over first possession of the day at their own 20. Henry Burris, the quarterback, having a good season. And last week, those numbers, those completions and attempts, the high in the Big East Conference this year. John Clark takes over for Trey Johnson. He is massive at 6'7", 330, and only a junior. P.J. Cook, a good hands tight end, which we have seen a lot in the Big East Conference and makes Doc Walker's day every Saturday. Yeah. Loves to see these tight ends come out and catch the football. Sidney Morse, the up back. Juan Gaddy, the deep back for the Owls. They give it to Juan Gaddy. Couple of yards on the right side. Jason Chavis anchors this Pitt defense with Tom Tumulty out with the injury. Chavis, the top tackler on the ball club. And in the secondary, the free safety, David Sumner, brings the load. He will definitely hit you. Communications major out of Northport, New York, on Long Island.
Now he's special. He had 10 hits last week.
Balls to the 23-yard line. Out of the pro set come the Owls. Burris going to put it up first time of the day. Deep sideline ball. Got a man there for first down. Knocked out of bounds is number 6, Van Johnson. His first catch of the day, number 17 on the season.
Mr. Hands.
Johnson's got some good size, 6'1", 180. He's out of Washington, D.C.'s Woodrow Wilson High School.
Good football. You know, it's so important for Temple, really both of these clubs, to come out in that initial drive and move the chains, experience some success, and kind of feel one another out.
9:20 to go, first period. Pitt leading 7-0 on their first possession. Panthers want 82 yards for the score. Burris, play action. Got a man, a little too high. That was the case last week against Syracuse. He had people open on a lot of the deep balls, Rick. And he throws directly overhand. A lot of times his ball has a tendency to fail.
Yeah, he's got to really be conscious of it and force the ball down.
As part of Molson's sponsorship of Big East football, we will be selecting the Molson Ice Player of the Game later on in this telecast. That is something that's correctable, certainly, the way Burris can get the ball out there. And having followed Temple football, I did Temple football on radio for 3 years. And
how can I forget that?
Best quarterback they've had since... going back to 1990.
Well, he's impressive. And the fact that he's a sophomore just makes Coach Dickerson smile.
Matt Baker was the quarterback that year. Here's Gaddy. Turns the quarter. Oh, did he take a pop? That is a big time. But we told you about David Sumner. He was the guy, number 46, a Ronnie Lott-like lick.
Hitman. I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, this young man, to be this young and have a nose for the football. I mean, Temple gets some help up front. Pretty good at the point of attack. He gets the corner. This is what you want to do. You want to capture the edge, but here's the force right there. See, I like that. I mean, he puts that Rydell helmet right face to face and hits through contact.
Brings up a third down situation for the Owls. David Sumner, one of the good ones. Panthers with their nickel look on defense. screen, flanker screen. They get it to Mark Baxter. Runs into his own interference, breaks through. He can go. Mark Baxter down the sideline. He's got Anthony Dorsett to beat. Will he do it? No, sir. Out of bounds at the 3-yard line. First and goal for the Owls. Oh, boy. 62 yards on the play, and Mark Baxter looked like he was dead meat back in the early part of that screen.
He really did. It took a lot of his energy to get through the pack because his Jets were cut off the last 20 yards. And what happened was that he exerted so much energy just to get through it. Great call. Good eye. Look at the ball. You talk about the big guy. Clark up front. That's a smash block. Now watch this. He's a little reckless with the football, and there he's chugging. He's thinking touchdown. Oh, boy, I'm going to make the highlight. No, not quite. This is beautiful. This is good stuff. Great call. Nice execution. There's Big Clark, 300 pounds. That's his Sumner. He took a man out on that, and this is good. This is really good here, Sims.
Little scary with the way he was carrying the ball. First and goal for the Owls. The full house look. Sid Morris banging down through DeNorse Mosley down to about the 1-yard line, I think, Doc. We were here 2 weeks ago, 47-41, West Virginia beats Pitt. I think we could be in for another one today.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Mosley played that real well. I mean, that appeared to be open. And again, it's all confidence. Both of these clubs, they just need a shot in the arm. And if they can feel good about what they're doing, I mean, they can play with anybody today.
Second and goal from the 1. A long look by Johnny Majors. Club struggling. They were hammered pretty badly last week at Virginia Tech. And compound that with all the injuries that they have. It's been a tough go. I want to send our congratulations to Al Schreier, Uncle Al, longtime sports information director at Temple University, announced his retirement the other day. He will remain at Temple as a special assistant to the athletic director, R.C. Johnson.
Good man.
Second and goal at the 1 for the Owls. Raphael Mack in motion. Sid Morse gets the call. Nowhere to go. That hole filled nicely by Pitt. Sumner was among those in there. Ron Dickerson trying to punch it in from in close. Looking at a third down. John McCray makes the stop. Jason Chavis there, too.
That's a great stand by the Pitt Panthers. And defensively, I mean, you know, they are, between the tackles, they are angry. They don't give it up. They're a tough group. They have a lot of pride. And Temple's got to pounce this off. 3 wouldn't be bad, but you deserve 7 at this point when you get this close.
62-yard screen play. A pass and run to Mark Baxter. And it's a third down and goal from the 1. Raphael Mack in motion. Quarterback trying to take it. I don't think he made it. Did not get a good surge from the offensive line. Matt Hosseler, Tyler Young. They had a lot to say about that.
This is tough. This is where you look at Summer Day, who's one of the best offensive linemen at the right side, number 71. They're just trying to get a surge. And you see the Panthers are lower. Johnny Major says it all the time, low man wins. And in that case, it was the Panthers.
Well, the Temple Owls going to go for it. When you're 0 for 21 in the Big East Conference, 2-5 this year, and 0-3 in the conference this year, you got to go, no question. At fourth down, they've been successful 50% of the time. Let's get the call. And they call a timeout. The 2 remaining for the Owls. They wanted to get a look. Ron Dickerson, decision to make. What kind of play will he try to use here to get into the end zone down 7-0 here at Pittsburgh? We'll be back to Pitt Stadium after these words from our local stations.
How incredible a value is the all-new Eagletown? This is exciting. Certified government accountant Warren Kruger is here to help us find out. Take her for a spin. Come off. He's off. Warren, the wonder accountant, is back. Warren, what do you think?
Sounds great. 140 horsepower engine, dual airbags, double wishbone suspension.
What would the U.S. government pay for something like this?
14 million tops.
Shouldn't that decimal point be over there?
Yeah.
Test drive a Talon at your All-Star Jeep and Eagle dealer.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do as governor. On day 1, we're going to call a special session of the legislature to deal with the issue of crime, to make sure our neighborhoods are safer. We're going to cut those job-killing taxes that have made Pennsylvania almost dead last in new job creation. We're going to give you back the power and the opportunity to make decisions in your life, to deal with escalating property taxes. We have a responsibility to put Pennsylvania on the move, to make Pennsylvania #1. I want to be your governor.
I've been telling you about our patented ice brewing machine that takes Coors Arctic Ice to -4 degrees centigrade, colder than any other beer.
And I've been telling you we're the only brewer who ships our ice beer cold. That's because...
If you don't make it cold.
And if you don't ship it cold, how can you call it ice beer?
Coors Arctic Ice and Coors Arctic Ice Light. Nothing's bolder, nothing's colder.
All right, defense, we got to get some noise up here.
Welcome back to Pitt Stadium, everybody. Dave Sims and Doc Walker looking at a 4th and goal for the Temple Owls. This is an ego-making or ego-breaking play coming up, Doc. What do you look for?
Well, I put the ball in Burris' hands. I give him a run option. Let him get on the edge and put some pressure on the defense.
And he dives in. Touchdown, Temple. Quick count was a good call. The behind the right side, John Summerday, who last year graded out better in a lot of games than Trey Johnson, who was a high-round pick, second-round pick by the Redskins.
Yeah.
The Owls on the board at 7-6 Pitt.
Well, one thing about it, you have to keep the ball in the best player's hands, and that's 14, Henry Burris. Give him the option. This time he just picks a hole, runs behind Summerday, as we mentioned, Summerday or Clark. That's who you want to follow, and it was a gutsy call and good results.
Maston, point after, is good. We've got a tie ball game. Both clubs on the first drives have gone down the field and put touchdowns on the board. Henry Burris has tied it up with 5:43 to go, first period, and what we expect to be a real good ball game. Temple and Pitt tied at 7. Back after these messages.
It could only come from here. Canada, the home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
Aunt Ethel and the whole family are visiting, and you get to play tour guide. Uh-oh, your car's in the shop again, and you need wheels. Headed for a wacky weekend somewhere? Whatever your needs, Budget has the car you need. Budget, a smart place to start.
On the road or at home, Budget has you covered.
The smart money is on Budget.
Henry Burris, the total offense leader. The Big East Conference has produced another score. It's 7-7.
It's all offensive line. Summerday and Johnson, Cook, these guys get low. Watch the pad placement. See, they are much lower than they were on third down, and then you put the ball, the guy like Burris, he's going to make it happen. That's very encouraging for the Owls.
And that quick count helped, too.
Oh, yeah.
Scoring drive, impressive. 9 plays, 80 yards. The big play, the 62-yard screen to Mark Baxter. Set up the 1st and goal, and they, too, almost took 5 minutes to run that off. So we're tied at 7. Maston to kick off. Richard Maston, number 47. He's having a great year. He's the academic captain, rhetoric and communications major, and he's going to be kicking off to Jay Jones, who's a Philadelphia native from Warminster, Pennsylvania, to Williams-Hennet High School.
Great category for Ron Dickerson. He implemented that to give the offensive academic player just as much recognition as you would for a guy to score touchdowns.
Here's Jones from the 8. Got a wall to the 25, to the corner, and knocked out of bounds by the kicker, Rich Maston, at the 40. So Pitt will have fabulous field position to start this second drive, a 33-yard return. So, Doc, what do you look for from Pitt here on this second go-round?
Well, we talk about field position, and both teams pretty much evenly matched. You don't want to give up that excessive yardage on kickoff coverage. Special teams, I think, will ultimately play a role in this. I think if you pitch, just go back to what worked in the first drive.
Did a good job running the ball, went 82 yards in 11 plays at 4 minutes and 56 seconds for their score. 7-7. Ryan, quick drop. They had this there before, and he overthrew it, trying to get it to Davis, and a good thing he did because there was triple coverage with 55 Brown and 94 Singleton right there for Temple.
Well, we talked about the adjustments. Johnny Majors pretty much concerned as any coach would be. You want to take advantage of a first down, and you hate an incompletion, especially to have a miscue.
2nd and 10 from the 41 of Pitt. Andrew Brown out of Miami. The Hialeah Miami Lakes High School. Long count by Ryan. Quick screen. Davis got some yardage. 5 yards, 8 yards, and just about a first down. Nice job as he carries Robert McWilliams close to first down yardage. Johnny Majors, we've seen a lot of Pitt this year, and Johnny and Kenny Karcher really spreading things out on the offense.
Well, they really are. They've gone to some things to work through injuries, get the ball in their best athletes. This should not happen. I mean, it's just a quick flash route. If you can pick up 8, boy, that's physical. That's where you run through people. McWilliams had no shot on that.
3rd and short. Davis has 4 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Billy West gets the call, almost broke it. First down as he gets inside the 45. Stopped by Robert McWilliams, number 22. Chad Dukes, real good block, number 40, to break things open.
Yeah, try number 78, Reuben Brown. There are some clubs that, you know, if Reuben could just jump on a plane, there's some teams that could use him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
amazing. This guy is just a great offensive lineman. There, look, watch the hip play. See, he rolls those hips, he picks you completely up and just walks you. That's walking the dog.
Davis and Anderson to the bottom of your screen from the Temple 42. Pitch to Billy West. Got the corner in a hurry, didn't he? Out of bounds. Picked up about 8. Got some blocking there from Vince Williams, his fullback, number 30. As we mentioned, Pitt Panthers, 6th best rushing team in the conference, almost 162 yards a game, and Del Seagrave doing an instrumental job.
Boy. Credit him on that. He had Singleton like 12 yards in the secondary. I mean, you're going to run on the edge. You have to have a tight end that will, you know, stick his face mask in and get some movement. That was superb.
2nd down and 4 from the 35-yard line. Quick pop to the other side, and again, a drop. This by Curtis Anderson. When we were here 2 weeks ago, Curtis had a tough day as he kept letting the ball get into his chest. This time he tried to use his hands and couldn't come up with it. Nebraska. Zach Walker called this one. Nebraska leading, but it's early, 7-0 over Colorado.
It is. This is
waiting for this one.
Yeah,
right?
Duke and Florida State.
Atop the ACC.
Hard not to like the Dukies.
And then the Big Ten Michigan, which lost to Wisconsin last year with an early lead. 3rd and 4. Another long count. They give it to Billy West. Hit in the backfield. Quick play. Nicely done by Lance Johnstone, the tri-captain for the Owls. Well, he read that one.
Lance said, that's enough of picking on us running on this left side. We're going to stop this. See, that's just for a good collision course. He goes through the block and makes the play. It would have been enough just to make the collision and force the bounce. He did it both. He's an exceptional athlete. This guy can do it.
That's special. I mean, Vince Williams has been lancing good wood to people here in the early going, and Lance Johnstone ran right through him. 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. Off the 35-yard line, 7-7 ball game. Coming up on 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. To the corner, West, I don't know. That's going to be close. Mike Williams, number 9, took a pop in the gut. They did get the first down.
Yeah, he finished that well. You know, we talk a lot about forward lean. This would be a pretty good example to watch as a back who, upon contact, I mean, everyone's pretty much equal until contact. And you watch the good ones. They'll find a way to turn the pads a little bit. See, that's just straight collision. Yep. And his feet continue to move. That's good stuff.
6 first down for the Pitt Panthers. They send Davis and Gels to the top of your screen. They look the other side. Ask you what they catch. Takes a pop at the 24 by Johnstone. Lance Johnstone is everywhere.
Well, he's the best. I mean, you know, he's probably the best athlete on their team. He just happens to play linebacker, and he's just physical. Good recognition. Watch the drop. So he knows it immediately. He goes in. So you have a missed tackle there by Williams, and there he's there to clean it up. You need your corners. I mean, you know, we talk a lot about linebackers and tackling, but you need those guys on the edge to tackle well. And so far, the Owls have not done a good job of that.
Picked up 7 on that play from the 24-yard line. West, not too much there, and you know who makes the stop again. He and Vince Williams are going to have a pretty good relationship before this quarter's over.
Vince Williams is going to hate Lance Johnstone before it's over with. Talking about a good relationship.
Man.
I mean, this guy.
I hate you, you hate me.
Yeah. Well, they're going at it. And you might be wondering why, but you don't want to run away from a guy with this kind of speed, so you try your luck on. So you drop the pads, you know, you take them on. When the fundamentals are right, I mean, you just get great success. I'm sure Coach Graham just loves this guy to death because, you know, fundamentally, he is sound.
Third short 2 from the 22. They go away from him. Vince gets the call, brought down from behind. Johnstone in on the tackle again, but the primary stop made by Mario Ayala, number 67. So Ayala beat the block, came in from behind to make the stop.
I've got some good big people.
Mario is a freshman out of Glassboro, New Jersey, 6'2", 240.
He looks a lot bigger than that. I mean, he plays well. He's quick. 4th and a long 1.
And Merrick. David Merrick will put it down. It'll be placement from the 29 to a 39-yard field goal attempt. He's 4 for 6 from this range. Snap is good. Placement. Kick is up. It's got a real good chance. And it's no good. Wide to the left. So Temple is held. And plenty of distance on it. So the field goal attempt by Merrick. Merrick now 11 for 18 on the season.
Let's check the operation on this. I mean, it didn't appear to be rushed. Looked like he got under it really well. Ryan the holder. Ball is there. It's down. You get the spin. Looks like pretty good approach. And he knows. Yeah. He knows how the opposing coach always knows. Temple coach is waving no. He got his hands up. Wishful thinking.
Temple takes over. And up the middle, not much happening. Tyler Young there to make the stop. They ran into Juan Gaddy. Gaddy, an interesting story. Everything out of Easton, Pennsylvania. Easton High School, and had to sit out his first year, was hotly recruited, and Ron Dickerson. That's right. Ron Dickerson beat out Bobby Bowden and company.
Well, he set out the year, and you know, Danny Davis, who hurt the ankle last week, is so productive for him. So this is really Juan's shot to show.
Burris going to put it up. Hangs it up in the air, going for Johnson, contesting, catches. Oh, what a play! Down to the 36-yard line. First down, Temple. That ball was wobbling, and then Johnson made a super adjustment, beating Denorce Mosley.
Well, Burris helped him on this because he gave him the pump move, and in that case, the receiver kept going down. Let's watch the offensive line again. That's where it all starts. Good throwing lane. See, right there, that little hesitation, he was able to get a little separation. Just a little duck to it. He goes up, and the great ones find the football. That's nice.
43-yard pickup. Burris to Lance, to Van Johnson. Very impressive. Johnson with a couple of catches today. He's up to 18, and that's his long of the season. His previous long was 42 yards, and that was for a touchdown. 1st and 10 from the Pitt 36. Burris, good-looking fake. Buys a lot of time. Throwing into the end zone. Dorsett was there, but the ball was out of bounds. Anthony Dorsett covering on Van Johnson. Had a good thing going, so they went back to it again.
Beautiful play fake. I mean, that's where it all starts. It's unfortunate to have that kind of ball movement and not get anything out of it. You like to see a quarterback maybe take off and run on that one.
Confidence is building at Temple.
Well, Ron's happy. I mean, you know, we judge everything and everybody by wins and losses, but he has encouraged his program. It's obvious that they're improving. He's got a lot of young football players. He's able to recruit with the big boys.
Yeah. And we're going to hear from Ron later. He's got some interesting comments about what he is trying to get done at Temple. 2nd down and 10 from the Pitt 36. 7-7 ball game. We're late first quarter. Gaddy nowhere to run. Got a straight dive running behind John Clark, and John McCray, number 67, and Curtis McGee came up from strong safety to stop that effort.
Well, that all started at the line of scrimmage. Tom Barnes, you know, we talk so much about Tommy. Great student, 3 sacks, 15 pressures. He's really, I mean, Tumulty's out today, and they got to look towards Tom to come up and make big plays, and he got penetration on that play and really disrupted everything.
Ball's back to the 38-yard line. They lost a couple on that play, so Temple will be looking at a 3rd down and 12 when we get back to Pitt Stadium. 15 minutes complete. Our score, Temple 7, Pittsburgh 7. We'll be back with second quarter action after these words from our local station.
Jeep and Eagle dealer for the best in automotive sales, service, and value.
You put a lot in your home, now you can get a loan. All you gotta do is pick up the phone. 1-800-CIT-HOME. You can't beat this number. You work hard doing all you can. If your credit isn't perfect, then we understand. 1-800-CIT-HOME. Whether it's money for college, home improvement, or just paying the bills, CIT's got your loan. 1-800-CIT-HOME. You can't beat this number.
Our Big East Caravan back in Pittsburgh. Dave Sims and Doc Walker, good to have you with us as we are about to start second quarter action in a 7-7 ball game. And Ron Dickerson, the head coach of the Owls, talks about his quarterback number 14, Henry Burse, who's having a great year.
He went into his hometown, and that's all people talked about was Henry Burse this, Henry Burse that. We met the young man, and I tell you one thing. I've said this 1,000 times, that he's the kind of guy that if you wanted your daughter to bring a guy home, this is the kind of guy you wanted her to walk through that door with, because he is just a tremendous young man. Coming from a father, the rave does not get any better for a young man than that.
Ultimate compliment.
Henry Burse out of Spiro, Oklahoma, 6'1", 175, a 19-year-old sophomore. 7-7 ball game. Temple Owls driving. Big play so far, 43-yard hookup to Van Johnson. Burse going to throw it again. A bullet over the middle, incomplete. To the 26-yard line, intended for Mark Baxter. Boy, he put something on that one.
Yeah, he really did. The thing you notice right now is lack of pressure by both units. So somebody's got to get some pressure on the quarterback. Pitt now held the ball 9 minutes to 5:41, but really it was pretty good on both sides. They've been pretty balanced. Temple on the ground, a little surprising. Not going to only 7 yards. That won't cut it.
Temple has faked out of this position. The up back, Larry Walding, is a left-hander. He can throw it. John Shea angling. Looks like he did a nice job here on the coffin corner. He did a great job. Oh, now they're walking him upfield. It looked like he had a chance. It's not as great a job as we originally thought. It went out at the 18. John Shea, a punter out of Father Judge High School in Philadelphia.
Yeah, one-time walk-on. I mean, he's really come on and done a great job for
punt for only 21 yards. He averages 38 yards per punt. The Pitt Panthers take over 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. 7-7 ball game. First 10 seconds of the second quarter. Billy West with blockers. And that play stops. Johnstone helped slow it up, and then he got some help from his friend.
He's everywhere.
Number 41 came up to get it done, Alan Jackson. This copyrighted telecast is produced by authority of the Big East Football Conference and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or any other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Big East Football Conference is prohibited. Billy West, 9 carries, 41 yards, but Ryan gone deep ball here. Phil Cox is there, had it, and dropped it. Phil Cox doing a nice job playing free safety. Should have had the interception on the ball intended for Chad Askew.
Won't get any easier than that. I mean, you're throwing right into the teeth of a 3-deep secondary. As you watch this, play fake doesn't get them a lot. The linebackers get the drop. You got a guy in center field. I mean, it's not going to get you. This is like a punt. And so you got to catch that. Got to catch that.
Tried to catch it with his forearms and not his hands.
Yeah, well, Mike Williams, give him some credit. Great coverage at the corner spot.
3rd and 7. From the 20-yard line, 7-7 ball game. Lance Johnstone, what a game so far. 5 solo tackles and 2 assists. Let's see how he impacts on this. Ryan, short pass over the middle. Johnstone was blocked. Askew got it. Folds up at about the 39. First down for Pitt. They got a hat on Johnstone that time. A big play by Askew. Billy Davis with a good block on Johnstone, and that helped make the play.
Well, that's what hurts you when you have an opportunity, to get an interception and you don't. Invariably, an offense will come right back and hit a play on you. They like to do this little lag screen. You put it in the hands of a guy like Askew. He knows how to run with the football, and you have to converge a lot quicker defensively.
Ball's at the 39-yard line. There's Ryan. Play fake and a good one. Got some time. Out and up. Gels is there. First down and more. Nice move. Down the sideline. He's going to go. Dietrich Gels, touchdown Pittsburgh. And the Panthers take a 13-7 lead. 61 yards on the play.
Boy, he beat Alan Jackson on this. Oh, he beat him like the bongo drum. I mean, he wasn't even close. And when you watch this, you know Pitt can throw the football. But they've run just enough to keep you honest. And we get another shot at it. You got the slot 2 receivers. You hit that soft area right there. You're settling it. And see, that's it. You got to make tackles in the secondary. It's no sin to let a receiver catch the ball, but you got to close and catch. Jackson never had a shot once again. Poor tackling hurts the Owls.
Lamart Watts missed the tackle, and that resulted in the 6. Merrick with the point after is on the money. 13:33 to go, and the Pitt Panthers, 10-point favorites, have a 14-7 lead thanks to Dietrich Gels. We'll be back to Pitt Stadium after these messages.
It's a land like no other, with a beer like no other. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice, from the land where ice was born.
This new strategy is going to position your company as a leader in the poultry industry here ASAP.
With the new Memo Express pager from Motorola, you receive actual text messages instantly.
Look, you're on track. Unlike those clowns yesterday who brought in some guy in a chicken suit. Chicken suit. Excuse me.
Lose the chicken.
Introducing the Memo Express pager from Motorola for the messages you can't afford to miss.
John Ryan having a good afternoon. He's 8 for 12, 151 yards. And here's the hookup with Dietrich Gels.
This is nice, but boy, Phil Cox drops an interception 2 plays prior to this, and this is what allows it to happen. You catch it right there, and there was it's a sweet spot, and he had the presence of mind to settle in, catch the football, and take off.
Well, you're right on that Phil Cox play. That's one that...
Oh, you never get it back.
That's right. Temple coaches and fans will agonize over that one. 4 plays, 83 yards, only 1:17. Temple saw a lot of big passing plays last week by Syracuse, and more of same today. It's 14-7 Pittsburgh.
Once you face the orange on offense, I mean, I think anything from that point gets a little easier for you.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so good on offense.
Next week, our Big East crew, we will get on the road and see the same Temple Owls against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights at brand new Rutgers Stadium. Here's the kickoff by Barton, and it takes Frederick about a yard deep to the 15, and he dives up maybe to the 19-yard line. Good coverage by Pittsburgh. Darrell Cash, number 42, made the stop. Owls will put it in play at their own 20. 14-7 Pittsburgh with 13:27 to go here in the second period. Close set look for the Owls. Burris going to throw it. Throw a duck out to P.J. Cook, his tight end, up around the 28-yard line. That one really got away from Henry Burris. Burris has certainly gained a lot of attention around the Big East Conference, and we had some time yesterday speaking with Johnny Majors to get Johnny's thoughts on the sophomore quarterback from Temple.
Burris is very talented, and he's quite experienced now, having only been a sophomore because he played the entire freshman year. He has quick reflexes, a very quick arm. He moves well. He can run an out option, which they don't run a lot, but enough to be effective. Scrambles effectively, and he has some wonderful, talented receivers to catch the ball.
Push it up to about the 26-yard line. Goes Sidney Morris, number 21. Sid, the senior out of Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, went to Cheltenham High School.
Yeah, but John Cray, I mean, that guy is tough. 67 for the Panthers. His Tumblefield's absence, he has really emerged as a leader.
Raising Tom Tumblefie, you're talking about one of the best linebackers.
Oh, yeah,
in the Big East Conference. Tumblefie out with a knee injury. 3rd down and 5. Good-looking fake penalty flag, probably a hold. There's a second flag. Burris running and gets down at the 39-yard line. That's plenty for first down, but there's a flag back at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, it's on Clark. It's on Clark, on Bart. We got a heck of a matchup between these two guys. But that time, in his attempt to hook him, he actually grabs.
Face mask on the offense.
Yeah, you watch this now. See Tom Bart, he comes in. This is the matchup we're talking about. It's head-to-head, Rydell to Rydell. He tries to get him off with the offhand, and there, inadvertently, John gets a hold of his face mask and then snatches him down. Up to that point, it was a good collision. You know what I mean? That was like King Kong and Godzilla.
That will tend to get you an advantage when you get somebody by the face mask.
You have that face mask, buddy. I don't care who you are. The head goes down, the body will follow.
Indeed. The ball is back to the 11-yard line. 3rd down and 20 for the Owls. Owls in 3rd down conversion in the conference 4th this year. With a big play right here. Play clock running down. The draw, Gaddy, a lot of room straight up the middle. Gets hit, bent back at about the 23-yard line. He's Clark, number 43. He's a Philly guy from St. John Newman High School, senior, 6'2", 220.
Yeah, Gerald Simpson popped in. Panthers get the congratulations and a pretty good job.
Quick formation lineup for John Shea and company. Shea with a chance to boom this one. High spiral. Drives Mosley all the way back to the 28-yard line. Coverage blown and then recovered. First guy there, that a punt of 48 yards. Orrin Marshman, number 34, was the first guy there.
You have to get all over him, Dave. He's 2nd in the Big East, averaging 10.6 yards return, and he's explosive.
14-7. Pitt Panthers leading the Temple Owls. 11:38 to go here in the 2nd quarter. That's some administrative work on the field.
You know Pitt would like to have another shot at a punt return.
Couldn't ask for a better day here at Pitt Stadium.
Illegal formation. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Replay, 4th down.
So the Owls, in their haste to try to catch Pittsburgh by surprise with the quick lineup, didn't do it properly.
Boy, that hurts you, especially when you get a chance to stop a guy like Mosley. See, and so you got to do it again, and no telling what'll happen.
3 penalties for the Owls for 34 yards in the game so far. Good snap. Going for the return. 48-yard punt last time. This one to the 40. Coverage, not bad. Guess who? Lance Johnstone. Outstanding. 41-yard punt by John Shea. He came in averaging 37.2. Nonetheless, Pittsburgh's going to have good field position, leading 14-7 with 11:29 to go. A return to Pitt Stadium.
And you watch this now in terms of defensively.
14-7. Dave Sims, Doc Walker will return after these words from our local station.
Comfortable. That's what every home should be. And nothing keeps your home as warm and comfortable as natural gas heat. It's not as expensive as electricity, so you can stay warmer for less money. That's true today and will be for years to come. Natural gas is your best energy value. Peoples is making it better.
Here's what you might put down on a typical car lease. At Honda, however, we had a different idea. We took our fully equipped 1995 Honda Accord LX and lowered the down payment to some rather nice round numbers. The zero down short-term lease from your Honda dealer. Zero down and $289 a month for 30 months.
This is the real Rick Santorum, attacking the Social Security system.
It is ridiculous that we have a retirement age in this country of age 65 today.
Rick Santorum says it's time to change the rules.
A quarter of your life living on Social Security? No.
In Congress, Santorum's already voted to cut Social Security benefits by $1,300 a year. Now he wants to delay Social Security until you are 70.
At least age 70. I'd go even farther if I could.
Rick Santorum. He's just not on our side.
Pittsburgh with a chance to add to its lead. 14-7 advantage right now. Getting things together on the sideline. Pitt with good field position here at the 45. Jay Jones, usually a defensive back in motion. A tremendous speed as they give it to West. Cuts it up and powers ahead. Nice gain by Billy up to about the 50-yard line. Boy, Nebraska leading at home by 10 over Colorado. I hope Paul Carlson's watching that. He had Colorado.
Oh,
you had Nebraska.
Yeah, he jumped all over the bandwagon.
Our producer with his call, and Wisconsin back in the game against Michigan. Auburn trailing early. 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Play action. Ryan going to hang it up. Deep sideline. Askew has to wait. Jump. Had it. Hit off his helmet. Coverage by Mike Williams. Ryan underthrew him because Askew had separated. Put about 4 or 5 yards between he and Williams.
Well, that's why leaping ability is so important for wide receivers. Timing, I think, is equally as important. Once again, the play fake. Not a good play fake. And Ryan just lets it go. Now watch this. See, Williams is looking. Yeah, it kind of looked like a Dave Sims pass. That ball was up.
Got to get it out there early.
Oh, you do. But here he's got a shot at it. And that just makes you sick as a receiver because you actually had it. See, Ryan knows. He's thinking, do I have this one? Maybe I do. No.
A little too much air on that one. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun and 5 wide for Pittsburgh. The blitz. He's under pressure. Penalty flag. That'll be a hold. They'll bring it back. And Ryan throws it away. And now gets his hand on it. It's Lance Johnstone.
Johnstone is everywhere. That's the first time we've had pressure really on either side.
Andy Phipps, number 95, got free for Temple. And if it's against Pitt, which you can almost bet it is, Temple will decline and make the Panthers punt.
Holding on the offense. Decline. 4th down.
A good defensive set and a break, too, by Temple as that ball on the 2nd down was underthrown by Ryan. Pitt was looking at a possible score.
Well, it's the first time they were able to really get some pressure, and you want to get pressure with your down linemen. If you have to bring the backers, you hurt your coverage.
First punt of the day for Nate Cochran. Jeff Frederick, the lone setback, or deep back now for Temple. Cochran, high and short. He was aiming for the corner, and it goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So that's not a good punt for Cochran, who came in averaging almost 44 yards per kick.
You talk about the wind conditions or climate. This is the perfect day to boom them out.
Just a 21-yard punt for Nate Cochran. Temple House came into today's game 0-21 in Big East play, and we talked to Ron Dickerson and said, today is your day. What about it?
You'd like to say, yeah, today's our day, but we're just going to let it happen. We're going to let our kids get out there and play and have fun. We went out and worked out yesterday, and it wasn't anything demanding. It was more of a pickup where the guys could play tag against each other and have fun out on the field. That's basically the way we're approaching this game. Just get out and have fun, relax, hit people, and be excited.
That play would have been a lot more fun had PJ Cook been able to come up with that deep middle pass. David Sumner covering for Pittsburgh.
He needed a little air on that one. That was showed you his arm strength, though. PJ coming off a great performance. One of the 2 starting seniors for the Owls. This is a very young football team, but they like PJ Cook a lot.
Van Johnson to the bottom of your screen. Cook in the slot. They give it on the draw. Straight up the middle is Juan Gaddy. Pushes up to about the 33. Roderick Humphrey, number 51, with the tackle.
Yeah, Humphrey, he closed on that one real well. You just thought it might pop out, but Roderick said no doing.
14-7 Pittsburgh, coming up on 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. They're up a 3rd and 5 for the Owls. And a big play last time they had the ball to Van Johnson. See if they go to Johnson, number 6 again. First, the throw with adequate protection. And Cook had it. It would have been good for a first down, but it's incomplete. Good coverage by Sumner. David Sumner kept P.J. Cook from making that big 3rd down play.
You know, 3rd down, it really is. It's the money down in college football. You got to make it happen on this. I mean, there's a receiver there, somewhat open. Look at the close. Great close. Good follow through by David Sumner. He's one of those keepers, as we like to refer to.
John Shea booms this one. His previous punt, a 41-yarder. This one a good one down to the 28-yard line. A fair catch by Mosley. Put it at the 29-yard line.
Our shootout is somewhat cooled down.
Yes,
now
it has.
Defense has stepped up.
Temple Owls, we're talking about them hungry for a win in the Big East Conference. Their closest result in a Big East game was back in October 12th of 91. They lost at West Virginia 10-9. Adrian Morrell broke one for 63 yards where he went left side, got trapped, and came all the way back. And later on today, Virginia Tech, Miami. Check your local list of that. A big game in the conference. From the 29 go the Panthers. Ryan gives it to Billy West, who cuts it back real well. Breaks a couple of tackles. It's about 9 yards on that play. Phil Cox, number 33, with help from Lance Johnstone, helps bring him down. Billy West ailing a little bit. Looks like he might have a little stinger in that left shoulder.
Well, watch that side. There's Ruben Brown again. 2 blocks, Seagrave. They're leaning on just a little bit right now. Kind of hug that left side. Quarterback. This guy is perpetual motion.
Big Ruben, 2nd and 1 at the 38. Chris Patton in the game, and Patton to the corner. First down, Pittsburgh. Alan Jackson, the strong safety, came over to prevent further damage.
Fresh legs. Now, Patton has really been impressive for them. He's a walk-on. I mean, the guy just comes out, fights his guts out, plays a number of positions for Coach Majors and Kit Carter, their offensive coordinator. They like him. He really gives them the attitude they're looking for.
Last year went from fullback to linebacker, back to fullback, and this year right now playing tailback.
Wants to play football.
From the 47-yard line of the Panthers, clock running at 8:35. Patton, huge hole, gets through it to the 40, and dragged down at about the 33-yard line by Phil Cox. So they have found some holes now. Maurice Washington, number 22, terrific block to spring it.
Well, again, you know, you go with that offensive line, and they've had some success. It happens when the big guys up front reestablish that offensive. I mean, look at the line of scrimmage. It doesn't exist. I mean, they just go with nothing but blue in your picture. I love that tight end zone shot coming right at you. Rumbling, Chris Patton.
10th first down for Pittsburgh. Panthers lead it 14-7, approaching the 8-minute mark. That's in the second quarter. Ryan gonna fake it. Got some time, too. Guns it over the middle. It's picked off. How about that? Andrew Brown, big-time interception. As Ryan tried to find Billy Davis at a penalty flag, and I'm sure that will be for excessive celebration. Number 55, Brown really spiked that ball with authority, but it's going to cost this team some big-time field position on sportsmanlike conduct.
On the receiving team.
Yeah, you called him. He's excited. He really is, but, you hurt your club. Now, here's what happens on this, folks. It's pressure once again. See, Ryan doesn't get a chance to just sit in the pocket. You force him out of what he wants to do. He throws the ball, ill-advised. Just great move on the ball. Great move on the ball by Brown. As you watch it again, he goes after it. Unlike Phil Cox, who in the last possession had a chance at an interception, Andrew takes it.
Pressure by Tim Terry. Quickly now, here come the Owls on the rollout. Burris under pressure, throws it. That's picked off as he stays in bounds. Touchdown, David Sumner. Tom Bart with the pressure, and Sumner with the pick. And it's 20-7 Pittsburgh.
You're in trouble when you are going backwards, throwing off your back foot, going across the green. That's just one thing you don't want to do. I don't care how strong your arm is. See, Bart, he's causing this because he forces it back. That is a long throw by any standard. And then you like your receiver, in that case Cook, to come back to the football. If not, it's a free dance to the end zone.
20 yards on the return. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Quite a battle. David Sumner right now. P.J. Cook. Sumner 2-1 on this deal.
That's right. Here's Merrick for the point after. Ryan puts it down, and Merrick bangs it through. Nothing, and now another penalty. Del Seagraves involved with number 55, Brown, one more time. 21-7, Pitt over Temple. We'll get back to Pitt Stadium at 7:52. Do that after these messages.
Aunt Ethel and the whole family are visiting, and you get to play tour guide. Uh-oh, your car's in the shop again, and you need wheels. Headed for a wacky weekend somewhere? Whatever your needs, Budget has the car you need. Budget, a smart place to start.
On the road or at home, Budget has you covered.
The smart money is on Budget.
Temple students are extremely well motivated.
I'm an engineering major.
I'm a business major.
I'm a journalism major.
I've learned so much. Professors know their stuff.
It's top-notch faculty. And so many new people here. I'm from Chicago.
I'm from California. I'm from Colombia, South America. I studied in London for a semester. Teaching at our campus in Tokyo.
It's a place where you can grow.
There are new buildings through the Commonwealth Challenge Plus.
I've met the Temple Challenge. It's the best decision I ever made.
Plus excessive interceptions, and Burris more costly than Ryan's because the Burris pick by Sumner leads to a touchdown with a return by Sumner.
It starts because Brown gets the flag for spiking the ball. So you're in bad field position. You throw off your back foot. Tom Bart provides the pressure. Sumner does what the great ones do. You step in, you pick it off, and you make the highlights. He's good. He's good,
Play
Dave.
by Sumner. Yes, he is.
We talk about the little things over and over, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but that flag by Brown puts you in a hole. Early on, you get a drop by Cox, and they end up scoring on it. Now Pitt gets a flag, and you push them back, and it's the little things that these teams do that hurts their ability to win football games.
Indeed. That interception, by the way, by Sumner, his second of the season. Of course, now guys do too much jawing, and rightfully nailed on the penalty, so Pitt will kick off from the 20. So maybe Temple will have an opportunity to take advantage of improved field position.
I'd like to see them start throwing flags for guys taking their helmets off.
Amen.
Scoring. That ought to be 30-yard penalties. The way some of these kids look when they go, I got to find them.
Todd Barton with the pooch kick. P.J. Cook calls for the fair catch. P.J. Cook called for the fair catch, and then Raphael Mack made the catch, and we got a penalty flag. So the ball is dead at the 38-yard line of Temple.
We have delay of the game against the receiving team after a fair catch, running with the ball. 5 yards, first down.
Ron Dickerson got to keep his club now from completely unraveling, down 21-7 with 7:52 to go.
You know, sometimes you lean on what you've done in the past. We talked about some of the competition that they've had. 4 teams in the top 25 played the Penn State, Syracuse, Virginia Tech. You know, I don't think you get too rattled. You hang in and know that you have the ability to come back.
Temple came into the game least penalized team in the conference, and so far today they've been penalized 5 times for 49 yards. Burris will get a chance again, this time down by 2 touchdowns. 21-7 here in the second quarter. Trying to reestablish the run, and it ain't happening. Number 92, Tyler Young, nice play to stop Juan Getty.
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, when you look at the Penn State, Tech, BC, Syracuse, you still have to look at their point production. 42 points, 28. I mean, they've been, you know, in there and shown that they can score some points as well. But I think this makes you a better football team when you get in a situation like this and you're trailing a little bit, that you don't panic.
Very short game. Matter of fact, no game. 2nd and 10. Gaddy, 7 carries, 20 yards on the afternoon. Here's Burris to throw again. A lot of time. Throws short. Johnson, first down, Temple, at about the 47-yard line. Gerald Simpson, number 45, brings him down. Johnson with the catch today. He's got 3 on the afternoon.
Mr. Hands has been doing well. This is a slow developing play. They run him underneath. Instead, you catch the linebackers. In this case, John McCray got a little bit confused. Javis is there, but it's just enough opening, and Burris puts it right on the numbers.
3 catches, 65 yards for Van Johnson. Talking to Ron Dickerson, he said, hey, we'll open it up. Let's go.
The same thing you mentioned in your chat with
Steve Goldman.
Steve Goldman, yeah, that they can't afford not to. What you'd like to have them do, and I'm sure they'd like to, is just have more of a threat of the run going up against Pitt.
Temple, the number 2 passing team in the conference to Miami, but rushing-wise, last. The draw, nothing happening. Smelled out by Chavis. The T.D. Moody, number 43. They make a big play.
Well, Jason got a rest in the last series. He was out, and Roderick Humphrey was in, so you get a little flow, and you come back in, and you're active. Dave, that has so much to do with recognition, film study. You sit in, you watch the movies all week long, you look at the set, and you think, hey, in this formation, they like to run the draw, and then you react.
Johnson to the bottom of your screen on the 2nd down, and 11 from the 45. Burris almost stumbles. He's got time. Loses the ball. Doesn't see it. Recovered by Pitt.
Boy, Moody, great play.
Sure was. The T.D. Moody recovery by Tyler Young. Penalty flag, too.
That's just a great effort. He comes around the corner.
There's a hold against Temple. Pitt takes over.
That's even worse. Burris has no idea. He's holding the ball just a tad long. He comes around the corner. Can't make the tackle, but you get the ball. And see, when you drop the ball below your waist, as a back, a quarterback, you know, you're in trouble. You want to keep that thing high and as close to the body as possible. Now the Owls are definitely, they're pushed to the limit now.
Great field position at the 42 of Temple for the Panthers. They lead at 21-7, 5:59 to go here in the first half. Chris Patton. Fumble, loose ball. Nobody sees it. Now they got it. And Brown recovers for Temple. And the Owls get it right back at the 47-yard line. A good stick there. And Chris Patton, who came in the previous series for Billy West, who went out with what appears to be a shoulder injury.
Oh, you call that right. And Brown is lucky he gets this on the good hop. If he picks it up better, they score with it. Watch, it's pretty good exchange. And, you know, West is out. Patton is in. And here he's got the ball clutched. Pretty nice. I mean, this is nice. and he goes in. Rydell helmet right on the ball. Picture-perfect tackle by guess who? That's Johnstone, Mr. Everything. He forces it. Brown comes over for the recovery.
That was a perfect tackle right out of the book. Do what Burris can do. On the draw, fake the draw. Outside now is in trouble. Goes down. A major sack by Mike Mooring and Jason Chavis. Pitt now with sack number 18.5 on the season.
That's good for the sophomore. That shows some maturity. Last time he was under pressure, he threw an interception. Sometimes it's just not there. Then you get a breakthrough. You have a dash, rotation on it. The blocks aren't there. You look downfield. You say, uh-oh, I go down. And that's what you do.
All the way back to the 36-yard line. Second and long. 22 yards to go for the out down, a couple of touchdowns. Barris pump and go. He's got Baxter down there. There was a push by Baxter. Penalty flag back at the 28.
Yeah, they got it.
DeNorth mostly covering. Baxter clearly pushed off. This will come back.
That's on 19 and white. I mean, the jump ball has just become the thing right now in college football. This is a go route, so he gives him no move. So he gave absolutely no move. There's a push. He goes up, plays the ball well at that point. But in order to set that up, Dave, you got to give a guy a hint. Make him think you're going post. Maybe think you're going, stop and go. He did nothing. You run right out, and you just hurt yourself. Can't be successful just running out. Not on this level.
Exactly right. I mean, high school, you can do that.
Pass interference on the offense. 15 yards. Repeat, second down.
So the least penalized team of the Big East Conference marching backwards. That play was a 2nd and 22 from the 36. Now the ball is all the way back to the 21-yard line.
Boy, it takes a lot of patience to build a program. See, Temple can't afford to do this. They really can't. You mentioned this uncharacteristic for them, but they can't win, if they hurt themselves. They've got to play smart football and make plays.
They need the turnpike to pick up this first down. It's 2nd and 37 from the 21. Gonna run the screen. Couple of blocks for Gaddy with room. And he goes down at about the 34. So picked up 13. John Jenkins is the extra defensive back for Pitt, makes the stop with 4:19 and counting.
Well, they had some success with that play. A little early on, you want to run it against Tom Bart because he's the best pass rusher. So the idea and the execution was good, but as you mentioned, they're so far away that the smart offensive units don't try to make it all up in one play. They're patient about it.
Temple 1 for 5 on third down situations this afternoon. They need one here. 3rd and 24. Burris, deep middle, got a man. Baxter catches. It's right. It'll be short of the first down by about a yard. David Sumner with the tackle for Pittsburgh. A good zip there by Henry Burris.
Yeah, it was. And I give him credit for that, and I give him credit for catching the football. But I have to give him a negative for not getting to the yard marker. It's the receiver's responsibility to get the proper distance. See, he's drifting away on that, and I don't think they'd have had a shot at it. I mean, great reception, but you got to know where that yard marker is.
Temple calls a timeout, so they have one timeout remaining. Baxter, 2 catches, 83 yards on the afternoon, and this will set up a 4th and 2. I believe Ron Dickerson and company are going to be going for it. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look back at happenings in the Big East Conference. Temple's Lone Horseman. You'll like our halftime feature and stats and highlights coming your way here from Pitt Stadium. What do you look for on this one, Doc? Because you're down 2 touches, 3 and change to go. Nebraska laying the wood to Colorado, 17-0.
Don't say that too loud. I think our producer might be listening.
Florida State doing likewise to Duke. That not nearly as big a surprise. 4th and 2 here. Ron Dickerson, what do you do if you're in his shoes, Doc?
Well, again, I would like to see Henry Burris on the edge as much as possible. They don't send him out. They don't run a lot of the option, but a run-pass combination.
Van Johnston's been a hot receiver.
Well, P.J. Cook is who they'd probably like to get to. But boy, Davis somewhere eating him alive.
Baxter to the bottom of your screen. Johnson to the top. Cook, the tight end, to the edge. Fumble. And Pitt will take over. They recovered. They would have taken over anyway with the stop. Mike Mooring with the recovery. Well, you called it. They got him to the edge. Tried to get him to the edge, and Henry couldn't hold on to him.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want to do, man. He is so talented. You know, if the Syracuse Orange, you know what's going to happen with Mason on the edge. And I think he's got those kind of abilities. That puts pressure on the defense. But you got to block the point of attack. Tom Barnes, he gets there. I mean, you know, this is a manhandle job. So if you're not going to block people, it doesn't matter who you have running the option.
From their own 48, go the Panthers. 3:31 to go. Billy West back in the ball game. Wins the race to the corner, picks up a couple. McWilliams, number 22, comes up. He outran the linebacker, Alsherman Singleton, number 94. Your play calling, not bad. You called that one.
Well, I mean, you have to be that smart to figure it out. I mean, this guy has tremendous skills, and I think you want to keep the ball in his hand as much as possible to put the defense, you know, on their heels.
6-yard gain, call it 7. Fine with Shells and Davis to the bottom of your screen. Looking that way, throwing, it's knocked down. Nice play by Singleton, 94. The sophomore out of Irvington, New Jersey.
Oh, he was all over that.
Sure was. 6'3", 228. And he heard that long count. Here's another look.
Great leaping ability. Again, anticipation. The good ones can do it. They get a feel for it. He goes up. I mean, that's some hang time, if you will. Billy West trying to chop the knees. He goes up. It's about the 4th or 5th floor on that one.
3rd and 3. They're 3 for 6 from third down opportunities. West got the first down and slips. He gets into the secondary. Andrew Brown, number 55, got a piece, but it's a first down for the Panthers, down to the 38 of Temple.
God, terrific explosion. That was outstanding. It really was. I think McClurkin was close, couldn't get a shot. So you need your defensive line at this point. He's double teamed. You got to feel. At this point, Brown gets blocked. He's blocked. Jeff Craig eats him alive. And if you get the double team at the point of attack on McClurkin, then a good back will stick it up and you're going to get some success.
Panthers leading 21-7, 2:19 to go. Ryan, short pass. And knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line is Vince Williams, the fullback, taken out of bounds by Alan Jackson. Crisp-looking Pitt offense right now, Doc.
Well, Ryan's in control. He really is. He got away with a couple, and most quarterbacks do. I mean, nobody's perfect with the football when you have it in your hands as often as these quarterbacks do, but he's had some help. He's spreading the ball around, throwing to the fullback, going to his outside receivers, and they've got a pretty good operation so far.
Sure do. Second and short at the 29. Gels and Davis up top and Askew to the bottom. One-on-one coverage with Mike Williams. And Ryan, I'm surprised he called a timeout because at the bottom of your screen, one-on-one coverage, Askew at 6'4", going against Mike Williams, 6'2", and Williams has had a long afternoon.
Yeah, he did, but you just don't want to make a mistake. You want a victory so bad. It's 21-7. If you see something you're not comfortable with, take the tee up.
Fair enough.
You can't use them at halftime.
Fair enough. 2 timeouts remaining for John Ryan and the Panthers, 1 for the Temple Owls. Ryan on the afternoon, 9 for 17, 160 yards. And Ryan pretty productive this afternoon. Coming up next week, these same Temple Owls on the road. They will play Ray Lucas and the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Noontime start. And we're into November already. Can you believe that?
You mentioned Ray Lucas. That's another scary thought with him on the edge. I mean, he's a very talented quarterback. Scarlet Knights. Really,
they're off today. I think for him, for them to really get it going, Lucas has got to start completing passes downfield.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming up at halftime, stay with us. Last week in the Big East, the Lone Horsemen of Temple. Stats and highlights coming your way. Second down and 1 at the 29. Go from the eye, the blitz, they see it. Here's Askew with the catch. He beats Williams to the 10, to the 5, and knocked out of bounds by Lance Johnstone, who comes all the way back from his linebacker spot. But it's a first and goal for Pitt. 25-yard play.
Lance is a player. You call this one right. I mean, it's the thing about Mike Williams that they've missed 3 tackles now. I mean, when they've had an opportunity to come up and make a play. I mean, no hard in that. You can slip. But boy, you gotta get in front of people. And there he is, 54. Can't wait to see his numbers at the end of this game.
Pitch and catch to Askew. 4 catches, 59 yards. He came in with 14 catches and a touchdown. First and goal from the 4. And Ryan will start another timeout.
Yeah, Bob, and Alan Jackson playing some games with him. If you see the threat, you got an open side to 2 receivers, slot side rather. And if that guy kind of comes off, that's a free run. There's a corner. And so you don't want to have that. And you know, Ryan, as you talked about the quick hook, you know, when you got quarterbacks like Fitzgerald standing on the sidelines, I think he wants to play this entire game. So
oh, yeah. Ryan came in with some good numbers. 641 yards. Wisconsin's taking a lead over Michigan. Tennessee has had a disappointing season in the Southeast Conference.
That's an understatement.
Jeff Everett, Texas Tech leading Texas. Jim Caldwell's having a very tough year, too, at Wake Forest. Clemson's not a heck of a lot better this year. Mountaineers leading. And right now, the Temple defense is back to its own goal line. First and goal at the 4. The big play of this drive, the 25-yard completion. Ryan to Askew.
Well, you look to see the Owls do something on defense to blitz or really to force Ryan out of that pocket. When you get him out of the pocket, good things can happen for you, but you got to force the issue.
Ryan, a 58% passer. Got 185 yards today from 4 different receivers. Billy West, nothing doing up front.
Boy, McClurkin, he's a man-child. He really is.
Number 89.
I mean, just flat, just denied himself, would not be blocked. Watch center of your screen. Going up against, I mean, that's a double team. He takes Craig and just discards him, man, like he's yesterday's newspaper. And then holds on. So you get a lot of those cranberry hats to the ball.
A lot of wide side, top of your screen. Second and goal. Look short side. Askew's there. Touchdown Pitt. Mike Williams having a nightmare.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
Just a short square out touchdown. Ryan to Askew.
It is scary to throw out, you know, when you're in the red area. Because if you miss, I mean, it can cost you the other way. But, that, you know, Williams is not playing with confidence. Not at all. I mean, this is just quick, drop, step. You know, he pops that out. You know, Mike nowhere. Mike couldn't, if it was tag, he couldn't get hands on it. And you don't expect that to happen. I mean, you got the end zone as another defender. We watch again up front. Pretty good pass pro. No brainer.
Here's Merrick for the point after. And he's on the money again. 28-7 with 1:29 to go. The Panthers coming in as 10-point favorites, making it look easy. But last week, Temple was down 28-7 late first half and came back to make the ball game.
No, it's far from decided. But you don't want to dig a hole so deep that a great effort won't get you a victory. You know, that's what happened for him last week against the Orange.
7 plays, 52 yards. It took a little over 2 minutes.
You know, we talk about how difficult it is in the red area to throw the square out. You often see the fade route because it's a lot safer. It takes something, but he runs a great route. You don't get a chance to see, but as you snap that off real well, and Mike Williams was defenseless.
John Ryan with 3 TD passes today. One to Davis, one to Gels, and now to Askew. And for Askew, his 3rd touchdown of the season. Askew, 5 catches, 63 yards. The numbers on that drive.
Good plays, good drive, too. 7 plays, 52 yards on it. And Ken Cartridge, you know, he's thinking to himself now, offensive coordinator for Pitt, that, hey, guys, I've been telling you this all year. All we have to do is execute. It really doesn't matter who you play, you know, if you're fundamentally sound and you execute.
All of this set up by the Henry Burris fumble on a 4th and 2. Barton to kick off. Atwater drops it. Frederick falls on it at the 12. So things slipping away from the Owls.
Well, they need a first down. Need a first down. Need to get in at halftime. And then Ron can regroup. You know, he's got a saying that holds true at Temple. It's possible. You know, and that's the one thing you have to keep telling you guys. Hey, man, it is possible. But we got to help ourselves.
Mistakes are killing them, and but right now both teams have combined for 350 yards passing. Ryan with 189, Burris 161. Burris up top again. Final minute 25 to go. Flush from behind, throws, and a catch by Baxter at the 32. He beat John Jenkins.
But that was nice, very nice, but close. It looked like Tom Barton was right there.
Tom Barton with some pressure. Burris really had to hang in there. Clock moving, 1:15 and counting. The draw, Gaddy breaks out to the sideline and run out of bounds by Mosley. T.J. Cook, the tight end for the Temple Owls, number 85. He had to go to the sideline. In fact, he went into the locker room already. So that's not a good sign for the Owls, who missed one of their top receivers. He had 22 catches coming into the game.
Yeah, they need him. I mean, he's an excellent blocker as well. We finally got a chance to see a little bit about Gaddy. We've heard a lot about him, as you mentioned, highly recruited athlete a year or so ago, and he's got some jet. But Danny Davis has really been the man. He broke his ankle last week against Syracuse, and so Gaddy has a chance now to be the featured back.
Owls down 28-7. Minute 7 to go in their 2-minute drill. Burris throwing sideline pick. Oh, it would have been picked by Sumner, but his own man ran into him. Looked like Dorsett whacked him up. Sumner has already had an interception, and he took it in for a touchdown, and it was Anthony Dorsett who's going for the ball too.
Hey, man, they want highlights. They want highlights on this one. Dorsett might have been shaken up a little bit on that. Excellent coverage. They're in a 2-deep press, and he does exactly what you're supposed to do. Force him outside. Oh, yeah, that's tough. That's tough on Anthony, because he gets blindside. He doesn't even see it.
He had no idea his own guy was coming. 2nd and 10 at the 45. Burris throwing a sideline in and out of the hands of the receiver Baxter, who's having a big day.
Boy, that young man.
3 catches, 102 yards, and trying to get some more, but there is a penalty flag back in the backfield.
Henry's got a gun. He has got a gun. He does. Yeah, he can throw it.
So the Owls march.
Personal foul on the offense. 15 yards. Spot of the foul. Replay. 2nd down.
Penalties mounting up. 7 for 79 for Ron Dickerson's club. They're back now to their own 25-yard line. Thad Culpepper, number 24, now in it for Pittsburgh at right cornerback. He replaces Anthony Dorsett. Pitt with all kinds of field position here. 56 seconds to go at 2nd and 30 from the 25. And they get pressure on Burris, and he gets rid of it. But they blow the play dead as Tom Barton is having a field day, Doc. He is really all over Henry Burris today.
And it is tough for him because, you know, Big John Clark, 330-pound junior out of Philadelphia, has done a real good job. But Tom is just relentless. He does not quit. He comes every single snap. Here's Henry Burris. You play the quarterback position on this one. So he steps back. Not a lot of time. There's a bull rush. You can't put a back on him. You can just forget that. Put a back up against Tom Barton is like putting you, Dave, in there and asking you to block him.
Well, that was my position, and I'm bigger than Danny Atwater. Atwater's 5'4", $150. I'm 6'2", 220.
I didn't mean playing. I mean now, 220. What'd you say your weight was?
220.
No, try 240.
No way. Out of bounds at the 25. Curtis McGee knocks him out of bounds.
Amazing.
Good-looking first half of the Pitt Panthers.
What was your weight again, Dave?
What?
Estimate how you took 20 pounds off your weight.
Get out of here. At most, I'm 226.
Dave.
What's your weight? How
Dave,
much?
I would bet you right now.
There's no way you're doing your program.
Oh,
weight.
my
There's
goodness.
No way.
This is unbelievable.
There's no way. You're going to sit here and tell me
I should call your wife right now and ask her. I mean, this is unbelievable that you would say that on a national broadcast. You would lie. Unreal.
I'm in the ballpark. I fluctuate. Not enough.
Right.
Not
you fluctuate
enough.
All right.
That's a heck of a punt. Going to get a good bounce. The penalty flag back up at the 41, but that's going to do it. Let's see what the flag's about before we conclude festivities here for the first half. This second quarter's been all Pittsburgh. Ryan to Gels, Sumner interception, and Ryan to Askew. 3 scores, and the Panthers lead at 28-7. Lego man downfield. It's
decline. That's the
penalty
half.
against Pitt. Ron Dickerson waves his club off. Let's go in. Let's regroup. Not a good quarter for the Temple Owls. Meanwhile, Johnny Majors enjoying a 28-7 halftime lead. John Ryan has been on fire, completing 3 passes for touchdowns. We'll be back with our halftime action after these words from our local station.
If you don't believe road salt causes rust, watch. Because 2 to 4-year-old vehicles are rusting from it inside. Just like this. Now sure, you can wash salt off the outside, but in here, calls for Z-Bart rust protection. To stop existing rust, prevent future rust. Z-Bart Tidy Car. For road salt, it's still us or rust.
Save $50 on Z-Bart rust protection for cars up to 4 years old, just $249.95. We're in the white pages.
Today, Sally Benson's high-efficiency natural gas water heater helped wash 4 loads of laundry, 2 loads of dishes, 3 kids, and her husband, Ted. All day long, it gave them all the hot water they needed for much less than the cost of electricity. And because natural gas is cleaner than oil or coal-generated electricity, it's better for the environment. And that makes Sally feel very good.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do as governor. On day 1, we're going to call a special session of the legislature to deal with the issue of crime, to make sure our neighborhoods are safer. We're going to cut those job-killing taxes that have made Pennsylvania almost dead last in new job creation. We're going to give you back the power and the opportunity to make decisions in your life, to deal with escalating property taxes. We have a responsibility to put Pennsylvania on the move, to make Pennsylvania #1. I want to be your governor.
Welcome back to halftime here at Pitt Stadium, everybody. Time now to take a look back at happenings in the Big East Conference, and we start with Family Day at Boston College. Rutgers Scarlet Knights on hand to take on Dan Henning's ball club with visions of a bowl berth. But a lot of turnovers in this game. Amari Walker going for a first down, drops the ball right here.
Boy, hard to make it to a bowl game if you've given up the football.
Terrence Wiggins next play with the pick.
Well, that helps to get it back.
Sure does. But then they turn it right back. Brian Sheridan, number 43, comes up big for Rutgers.
Man, that was a 1-on-4 he threw into.
3 turnovers in less than 30 seconds. David Green, though, breaks one here, 60 yards.
Great highlight. This young man has a lot of speed, great power, just a tough guy.
Curtis Tribbett brings him down. Same drive, second quarter. Mark Hartzell 3 yards out. It's 7-0 BC. Watch this. Ray Lucas from 7 yards out. The back flip pass to Battaglia.
Boy, that is Houdini. Houdini. And he gives it up to Battaglia. Big guy out of New York. I like him a lot.
Ties the game at 7. Watch the strip. Kitano gets it right there.
Oh, that's super. And that's not by accident, folks. That is planned. You go out and get the strip.
And that cost Boston College an opportunity to set up the winning field goal. 7-7 the final, even though the Eagles had the ball by a margin of 2-1 over the Scarlet Knights.
That should never happen.
Miami paying a second consecutive visit to West Virginia with revenge on its mind, and Frank Costa airborne here to Chris T. Jones.
Dave, that was a super route. A down and up. He kept it in and got the score.
52 yards on that play, 6-0 Miami. Danielle Ferguson, a 1-yard run. That makes it 12-0. Then Costa again. Up top, 54 yards in this play to Yatil Green.
Talk about an alley-oop. Boy, Green, he goes up with a lot of desire and comes in down and pay dirt.
Makes it 18-0 Miami. A bright spot for West Virginia. Super play there. The 8th interception by Aaron Beasley, 8th of the season.
Leads the nation.
Shades of Super Bowl back in the early 70s.
Oh, no. And same result. Same result for your premium.
Rodney Allen, 2-yard TD return, and Dennis Erickson gets to walk off the victor in that one, 38-7. Cost up some pretty good numbers on the afternoon. Down at Blacksburg, the Pitt Panthers were the visiting club, and J.C. Price playing some rock'em sock'em football early on.
Hokie strong on defense.
Shaza, what a touch right here to Antonio Freeman.
Down the chimney. That is beautiful work.
7-0 Tech at this point. Brandon Simonis leads that blitzing defense. DeShazo right here, 43-yard pump and go to Brian Still. Still with a great catch.
Boy, that's tough. Lynn Swan performance.
Next play, Dwayne Thomas. Good to have him back after the injury. 17-0 Tech. And then Antonio Freeman again, this time a Deion Sanders impersonation.
Boy, that is beautiful. This is Dave Sims, folks, in his dreams.
31-0 Virginia Tech. Antonio makes it look easy.
Pride time.
45-7 the final. Texters roll. Setting up the big matchup against Miami. And in Philadelphia last week, home of the Liberty Bowl, Syracuse and Temple. And a hometown hero indeed, Marvin Harrison, number 8. Went to Roman Catholic High School. That made it 21-7 Syracuse, and then the reverse makes it 28-7.
Well, Harrison goes home, gets some home cooking, and he just went berserk.
Fourth quarter now. And the Owls, Jeff Frederick, a senior, his brightest moment of his career, 74 yards in the punt return. Less than 5 minutes left in the game, 49-35. Syracuse in the lead.
Okay.
Owls would come back to make it close. And there's your final. And the Owls, most points in a long time. It was an outstanding offensive production for Temple. There you have it, a look back at happenings of the Big East Conference from a week ago. We'll continue with our halftime activities here from Pitt Stadium. Do that after these words from our local station.
Beautiful, vast, spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, over the fruity plain. But now wait a minute, I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood. From sea to
Over 1.5 million Americans have turned to us for a healthier way of life. U.S. Healthcare, a health plan for living.
It's halftime here at Pitt Stadium. Talk about cross-training. Temple's Lance Johnstone spent his youth getting ready to play Division I football, but he wasn't hanging out on the gridiron.
Temple linebacker Lance Johnstone is an imposing figure. 6'3", 242 pounds, a force to be reckoned with on Temple's defensive unit. But the story of how Lance Johnstone got to be a team tri-captain and two-time second-team All-Big East selection is more than just a story of hours in the weight room and practice drills. It's a story that takes place in another arena. A story about a family looking for an activity they could all enjoy together. And a small, shy boy in that family who tackled his fear of horses the way he now tackles opponents.
When we started out going to a stable, which was near the Philadelphia Zoo, like I said, it was all new to us, this horse thing, just something that we wanted to do, decided to do as a family. And he used to get dumped quite a few times. And the horse would always come back to the stable without it. But he kept on and kept on. And he became the best rider in the family.
I think it really helped build my confidence. I mean, being that I was a little skinny kid or whatever, and I mean, I ain't had that much confidence in myself, but I think this really helped me.
The fear was never there, but he wasn't too sure of himself. But as you could see, the confidence developing as time went on, you know, until it got to the point he would ride anything at that stable. And I mean, there used to be some crazy horses there.
Now that their son has grown up to become a legitimate NFL prospect, Johnstone's parents see more than just a little correlation between his early riding experiences and his current success on the football field.
Some of these horses will try to intimidate you. They can sense that there's fear in your heart. The more the horse would try, the more he would deal with that horse. And I see the same thing out on the football field.
He took all his learnings and all his confidence building from being around these huge, very strong animals out onto the field with him.
There's no question in my mind, you know, what you see out on the football field comes from these horses.
Lance, of course, has his own opinions. But facing down a 300-pound lineman must seem like less of a chore than breaking a 1,500-pound horse.
I guess you can't compare the two. I mean, I don't really like to mess with the 300-pound lineman neither. I try to stay out their way as much as I can. But, no, I mean, I'm not... I don't fear things, you know, naturally, I guess. I guess the comparison be, you know, with mess with these horses all the time. I mean, why should I let it 300-pound linemen intimidate me? You know what I mean? They punks compared to these horses.
Johnstone's father is convinced that this activity that once helped his son Lance mature can benefit other city children.
I just want to share this with other kids, you know, and I want to work in the area of Temple University and Germantown and East Mount area. That's where I live. You know, to try to give to them what I gave to mine and kids.
Even just to, you know what I mean, get them off the streets or whatever, you know what I mean? I think that helped me a lot, you know what I mean? For the most part, it kept me out of a lot of trouble, you know what I mean? Just to get away from that setting or whatever and just go down to the stables and just hang out there.
I have identified some kids that I already called Lance, you know, that I can't wait to, I can see it in them already, you know, what I saw in him when we were just starting out. You know, once we get set up here, you know, I'm going to bring those teacher Lances up there.
And in this day and age, it's always great to see a great father-son story. We'll continue our halftime activities from Pitt Stadium after these words from our local station.
The all-new Mazda Protege has a remarkably big interior. After all, it's bigger inside than a Honda Civic, bigger than a Nissan Altima, even bigger than a 5 Series BMW. In fact, the only thing that's small about the Protege is its introductory lease price. The all-new Mazda Protege. Lease a well-equipped Protege DX for just $179 a month and $1,000 down.
No, that wasn't Nellie. That was Traveler, one of hundreds of mascots seen across the nation during the annual College Football Festival. Old friends and old foes meeting to joust for bragging rights and championships. Join us at ABC Sports for the 125th season of college football. Here's the address, right here on WTAE TV, Channel 4.
Yes, tonight our weather is the most accurate.
and he's been forecasting for years. But you may not know all about Joe's high-tech stuff. There's the satellite-driven data acquisition graphic system in the Radar 2100, a combination only a meteorologist could love. Don't worry about how it works. Only Joe knows what to do with the upper air raw weather data anyway. Just remember, Joe said it would. Bernardo Weather, only on WTAE 4 News.
We continue with our halftime activities. I'm Dave Sims with Rick Doc Walker. Good to have you back with us at Pitt Stadium. Time now to salute significant achievements in the Big East Conference from a week ago. We start with our Offensive Player of the Week, Marvin Harrison from Syracuse.
Oh, Marvin made it back to Philadelphia, had some home cooking, and put up some big numbers. 3 scores and 1 on the ground.
He was very impressive, and so was our next player, the Defensive Player of the Week, Brandon Simonis from Virginia Tech.
So they are loaded on that Hokie defense, and what a performance. 10 tackles. 3 quarterback sacks. He was everywhere.
Nicely done by Brandon, and his teammate had a big day, too. The Special Teams Player of the Week, Antonio Freeman from Tech.
College football's version of prime time. He had an 80-yarder that was spectacular.
Take a look at the standings in the Big East Conference, and boy, are they shaping up. What a race we've got with Syracuse and Miami, unbeaten, Virginia Tech right on their heels.
Boy, if you win this one, you're going to have a lot of bruises on your body.
Miami and Virginia Tech, of course, playing later on this afternoon. National rankings, we look at the Big East represented by Miami, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse in both polls. Each week, the Big East Football Conference recognizes 2 student athletes whose hard work enables them to combine academic performance with athletic achievement. This week, we recognize Henry Burris, the quarterback at Temple University, sports management major. He's 15th in the nation in total offense yards per game, 240 plus. And Tom Barney from Pitt, the senior defensive end. He's a computer science major, and he started 39 of 42 possible career games. Congratulations to everybody, and our salute to the Big East Football Conference. We'll be back to Pitt Stadium with stats and highlights and our second half kickoff after these words from our local station.
Here's what you might put down on a typical car lease. At Honda, however, we had a different idea. We took our fully equipped 1995 Honda Accord LX and lowered the down payment to some rather nice round numbers. The zero down short-term lease from your Honda dealer. Zero down and $289 a month for 30 months.
Some brewers think you can brew ice beer with the same old equipment and just turn down the temperature. But they're wrong. To do it right, it takes a unique process and a patented machine that takes the beer to -4 degrees centigrade to create full-flavored Coors Arctic Ice. Then to keep it bold, we keep it cold. Otherwise, why would you call it ice beer? Coors Arctic Ice and Coors Arctic Ice Light. Nothing's bolder, nothing's colder.
Sound the alarms. Winter's coming, and the best way to protect your vehicle from winter is Z-Bart Tidy Cars.
Lost that new car feeling? Bring it back with Z-Bart Tidy Car Detailing. Renew the inside, just $99. Or restore its original look, also $99.
Here are more pre-winter specials.
Right now, save on Z-Bart Rust Protection, just $249.95. Get a remote auto alarm from just $199.95.
There's no time to lose. Call Z-Bart Tidy Car today and take advantage of these great offers.
Pitt Panthers enjoying a 28-7 halftime lead here at Pitt Stadium. It's been a good offensive show by their quarterback, John Ryan. A big 30 minutes for him. I'm Dave Sims with Rick Doc Walker. And Doc, the Pitt Panthers took advantage of a few mistakes, and Ryan has had a hot hand today.
He really has. He had one situation he could have gotten in trouble with, but Cox dropped the interception. Since then, boy, he's been smart with the football, some gutsy throws, and the Panthers are on a roll.
Indeed they are. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that first half. And we go back to the first drive by the Panthers. Ryan to Davis, a 20-yard pass to make it 7-0.
I mean, there's no margin of error on that throw. It is perfect. Good throw, great catch, score.
Ryan had a big 20-yarder in that first drive. Temple tied it. Big play was a screen to Baxter for 62 yards. Burris takes it over to tie it at 7-7. And then Pittsburgh took a 14-7 lead. You mentioned Cox did make the interception. Askew had a 19-yarder, and then this big one to Gels covering 61 yards.
Well, that's a great route. He settles right in the zone, catches the football, and takes it home.
Does a good job, Dietrich Gels, to help break it open. And then here's a big play with the game still, pretty much in good shape. 14-7. Here's actually, this is a replay. 21-7 is the...
that's the interception by Temple. Temple had a chance
by
to really
Brown,
turn things around, yeah.
And then the next play...
So he gets the penalty on that. You throw the ball, you put your team back in a hole, and ultimately it cost them on the next play. They had an interception.
Right, then right after that, there was another interception. Sumner took it in, 20 yards on the return, and that made it 21-7. And then Ryan hit Askew a quick 4-yard square out. You talk about no margin of error.
Oh, he threw it perfect. And Mike Williams has really had a tough first half thus far for the Temple Owls.
The 28-7, our halftime story right now with the Pitt Panthers leading the Temple Owls. Take a look at some of the numbers. First downs, 2-1 margin for Pitt. They're getting it done on the ground.
Well, the
Passing
rushing yardage is obvious, 107-22. That means you don't hold on to the football and really pound people in it. I think Temple's done a great job at that. Doesn't show in time of possession, but it shows in bumps and bruises, and that's one thing now I think Temple may have more than Pitt does.
And how about the penalties, too? Temple's lost his poise a couple of times.
Turnovers. Temple, I mean, it's so clear. Coaches beat it to death, but it shows up in black and white, and it's been evident as the first half of play.
Talk about the confidence that Ryan must have right now with 3 TD passes in the first half.
Well, you talked about it in the open about which quarterback would play. There was a chance that they could play 2 or 3 quarterbacks, and Ryan has stuck in and has played really well. As you look at the two guys and their comparisons, obviously the touchdowns, rather, stick out like a sore thumb. Both guys with 1 INT. But the key is the surrounding cast. I think the supporting cast for the Pitt Panthers has been superior thus far.
What do you look for from Temple in that second half?
I think Temple's got to come out and defensively put a little bit more pressure on Ryan. When they did it a couple of times, they were able to get some results, actually got their interception on that. And then Burris has just got to come out and really get into a good flow. Had a couple of passes he threw high and off the mark, but boy, if he could get on the edge, they tried to run the option once, they fumbled on it. I think for him to just get into a flow and let his skills take over. I mean, he's very, very talented, and the Owls have had a lot of success in the past throwing the football. They just got to tighten up the belt buckle and get it done.
Elsewhere in college football this afternoon, Nebraska running away from Colorado, 24-0. And Florida State doing likewise to Duke. That not nearly as big a surprise. That pretty much anticipated. Wisconsin has rallied to take the lead on Michigan. Auburn struggling against Arkansas. West Virginia not too far from here. Down Interstate 79 a leader. Tennessee winning on the road at South Carolina.
Who did you really like in the Colorado-Nebraska?
Colorado had a chance. I really did.
I thought you said that. I just wanted to make sure you were honest.
Yeah,
you weren't honest about your weight.
Oh,
at least you were honest about your predictions.
Right. You still playing at your UCLA program weight, right?
No, not at all. I'm about 40 pounds heavier than that, but that's been 18 years. What's your excuse?
I got no excuse. Living large, what can I tell you? Jeff Frederick, not a lot going there. John Jenkins goes for a ride. And they go for a couple extra yards. Larry Walding, number 7, number 18, Kenyon Robinson getting into a little almost slugfest, if you will. Temple Owls will take over throw 21. Got a feeling we'll see a lot of passes here the second half by Henry Burris. Got to get the Owls back into the game.
I'd like to have been in at halftime to have heard what Coach Dickerson said to those kids. I bet he was a little upset, a little embarrassed. This is a homecoming for him, and I think he expected a lot better.
Took his club over to his alma mater, Coriopolis High School, yesterday. Good to see a lot of the old faculty and friends. Starts off with the run. Juan Gaddy. If he can get to the corner, he does. A lot of room. Takes it out of bounds at the 39. Gaddy did a nice job keeping his head up to find out where the play was going.
Yeah, he did. I sure like to see a back finish strong and lower his shoulder and run into Mosley. I don't know why he's running out of bounds. I mean, you got a chance to win and you're behind, but he does good here. Watch this. See, there's nothing there. There's McCray. He stops it up. boy, he has some unusual talents. A lot of kids can't get out of a jam. He's got some jets. But right here, see, lower the shoulder. Lower the shoulder and deliver a blow.
Why concede? 28-7 as we start the second half. Burris throw, and it's knocked down. Tom Barnes has been wearing out John Clark all afternoon.
Yeah, he has. Curtis McGee, the strong safety, had a good break on the ball. That may have been trouble.
Burris last week put the ball up a lot. Conference highs in attempts and completions, 32 for 53, 392 yards, had 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. There's a lot of attempts. 2nd and 10 from the 39. Back to throw again, gets it out to Gaddy, and Gaddy felt the oncoming Curtis McGee. Ball did have a little extra on it.
Yeah, it had some zip, but Curtis had that one thought out real well. Had his scopes on it.
McGee, number 35. He's out of Bridgeport, Ohio. Played his high school ball at Central Catholic High School in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Start thinking about number 19, Mark Baxter, on this. They've gone to him a number of times in the first half.
Temple just 1 for 7. Baxter's the man. They go for him. DeNorth Mosley there. Break it up. No flag. So a good play by Mosley on a ball slightly overthrown, but a good effort made by Baxter. Ditto Mosley.
Boy, that's a missed opportunity for the Owls. They needed to come out here and get something going.
And a one-on-one look, too.
That's what you want. The ball is high. You talked about it earlier, his game against Syracuse, that he was high with a lot of football.
Got to make sure you finish up on that front foot. John Shea to punt. Shea gets into this one pretty good. Mosley back at the 23. Got an alley. And if he had maybe taken it to the sideline and cut it up a little too soon, a 38-yard punt.
Well, Johnstone is the man that he got away from. And when you got Lance on kickoff or punts or any of these special teams, you know he's going to be on you. That time he beat him.
Lance Johnstone, twice second-team all-conference linebacker. He is just outstanding.
Playing special teams. See, I like that. Your best players stay on the field. They never want to go to the sideline.
Ball's at the 42. Billy West got a great block, cut back, punishes a defensive back, but finally hog-tied down. Temple territory at the 47 by Phil Cox. Boy, when he breaks through and he cuts back, he's just looking for somebody.
If you can just get him through the first level. And that's why Vince Williams, number 30, the fullback, is so important. Here, a little counter move. He gets the lead block. Real nice. And at that point, watch Billy. See, Billy lowers his shoulder. He goes after the defender. He initiates contact. Reminds you a lot of Walter Payton, how he used to go after people. That's why I can't handle, taking a look at Gaddy running out of bounds.
Ball's at the Temple 47. Billy West, a good day. 15 carries, 81 yards. Leading rusher in the Big East. Another nice run as they get down to the 40 with Vince Williams. Lance Johnstone. 54 is there, but good push of the pile by Pittsburgh.
Well, when they run left, Brown, Thomas, Molika, those guys up front, they've really been responsible for a lot of the success in the Pitt offense. And when you're up now, you got 28-7. You start pounding the balls a little more. I don't think you're going to see a lot of the 4. I don't think you're going to see any of the 5 wide receiver set by Pitt.
Play some clock now the way Johnny Majors loves to. Get that play action involved, too. There it is, Ryan. Slant. Davis is there with a lot of room to run. Inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. First down for Pittsburgh.
But Singleton just can't get it done. Can't get it done in pass defense. You want to get an initial chuck. That's the only chance you have. You want to see him move out a little bit. See, that's it. So he doesn't make any contact. Then you go into your drop. You beat. You beat initially. And then they can't get anybody over there. Green is late. And give Ryan some credit. I mean, he is really putting the football there.
Yes, he is. 12 for 20, 215 yards. Billy Davis having a good day, too. 5 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. And that play covered 25. Ball's at the 15. Pitt looking to build on its lead. Billy West hit hard by McClurkin. First to get there, number 89. Singleton, 94, finishes them off.
Yeah, McClurkin has really stood out. He has stood out in a bright spot for the Owls. You know, Billy's not 100% either, so this says a lot about the kind of courage, about the character that Billy has to come out and play hurt. And you know, these guys want to win. I mean, they want to win in the worst way.
You bet. 6 straight losses for the Panthers. They're 0-2 at home in the Big East Conference. 0-4 overall. Ryan, quick look, knocked down. Nicely done by Singleton.
There you go. That's good. That's the way to bounce back.
Third time he's done that.
Yeah, he does. Great athlete. One of those guys that puts a great vertical jump. You know, it takes some courage to leap because, you know, sometimes you can get your feet cut, but he goes up at excellent timing. See, some guys jump and miss all the time. And then there's guys like Singleton that get up and get the job done. It's a courageous effort.
6'3", 228, a sophomore.
See, that's scary. Wait until these guys are seniors.
I know.
Oh, boy.
It's a young Temple team. Down the bottom of your screen, Askew's got one-on-one coverage. West keeps his feet. Hit hard. Trailing linebackers, Andrew Brown. Bill Cox came up, number 33, to put the blow on him.
But Lance made it happen. Lance Johnstone, once again, you know, Mr. Defense for the Temple Owls. He gets the penetration. He forces the play to bevel a little bit, and that allows your buddies to come in and top it off.
So that'll bring on the field goal kicker. Merrick lining up at the 16. It'll be a 26-yard attempt. He's missed from 39 today. 11 of 18 on the season.
That was a big play by Johnstone. That really saved. That could save him 4 points.
Merrick 3 for 3 from this distance. And he's still perfect. 4 for 4. Inside 30 yards. So the Pitt Panthers drive down and tack on 3. They lead at 31-7 with 11:46 to go. Back to Pitt Stadium after these messages. The second half of today's Big East football telecast is brought to you by Rolling Rock Premium Beer. From the mountain springs to you, same as it ever was. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Introducing Ford Contour. Gold, a world car for the 21st century. Result, world-class technology in 2 all-new engines, including a 24-valve V6 that runs 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. Outstanding safety features, from dual airbags to a steel safety shell, even a filtration system that removes virtually all dust and pollen from the air. The totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century.
After a Temple 3 and out of the first possession of the third period, Pitt responds with a drive covering 49 yards, 7 plays. They get a field goal from David Merrick, 26 yards out, and it's been a long afternoon for the Owls. Although Lance Johnstone has been all over the field.
He saved them 4 points.
You bet.
He really did. Another good scoring drive. Pitt Panthers just making it look easy.
Really are.
And it's never easy.
Thank you.
Never easy.
Not in this sport.
Yeah, you talked about Steve Goldman and what Steve wanted to get done with the Temple offense. They're going to have to open things up and get real aggressive.
Frederick to the back of the end zone. Touchback. Owls to their own 20. I want to send out our best and warmest regards to Nick Gasparotto, the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach for Ron Dickerson's club. He's been under the weather for a significant amount of time, and everybody's prayers and thoughts with Nick and his family. Battles his illness. And we know right now that this afternoon has not been made easy by the performance of the offense.
Hang in there, Nick.
Owls down 31-7. They were down 28-7 last week to Syracuse. Came back to finish down, losing 49-47 that time. Burris finished through on that front foot and completes it to Canzader, Randy Canzader. Of course, the final last week 49-42.
Yep.
But they were down 28-7 in that game.
Play like Canzader. He's a guy that was real good wheels, was injured. They're very, very happy to have him back. And this is the thing that Burris can do. What an arm. I mean, it doesn't take a long time to get his passes to you.
Gonna need a lot of zip. Gaddy in motion. Run up the middle. Temple, not a good running team. 8th in the conference, averaging just shy of 82 yards per game. And Pitt against the run is number 7 in the conference. And C.D. Moody got involved there.
See, it's what hurts them when you can't run the football whatsoever. Then all your play action fakes go for naught because nobody's paying attention.
That's right.
And it really gives the linebackers a chance to take deeper drops and take away that intermediate passing.
Kind of season Pitt has had, their confidence has just got to be brimming right now. Gaddy on the screen. Pitt closes beautifully. Barely. He probably lost a yard and a half on that play. Anthony Dorsett, a good stick.
Boy, AD, that's bringing the hammer. That is bringing the hammer. I love to see guys on the edge that will come up and hit people, lock up, and make good tackles. Now, they've done this now. This is their 4th attempt at a screen. The first one was great. Last 3 haven't been pretty good. See, watch that. There's 12. Anthony Dorsett comes up, puts that Rydell helmet right in your tummy.
Temple's 1 for 8 on 3rd down. That will add to a long day. No gain on that play. 3rd and 9 from 39. Burris throws short. Canzader not going to get the first down.
Good effort.
Although that effort, yes,
yeah,
indeed, that effort, that last stretch there, he did get the first down according to the mark on this side of the field. John Jenkins covering. Canzader 2 catches now. He's got 9 on the season.
So this is nice. I mean, you count the guy out, but unfortunately for him, he's not listening to you, Dave. He takes that ball, knows where he wants to go, and that's the second right there. See, he leans.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Much stronger than he looks at 5'11", 185. First down for Temple.
A little bit about Dorsett, that cornerback. I think about Ron Springs, who played in the backfield with Tony. His son's at Ohio State doing a heck of a job.
Burris to Gaddy. Cuts back against the grain. Slips into Pitt territory.
Here's Dorsett. You know, you think about it, Dave. When you have guys you play ball with, and Anthony and I, you come out of college in '77 and played in the Hula Bowl and Japan Bowl together, and got a chance to watch a lot of them. And they have kids, and these kids are playing, and you're doing games. You feel like you got a little age on you.
Getting old, my man. Anthony Dorsett. Need a big play here. Screen.
Oh, nice.
They blocked it well. Canzader's breaking it. Dorsett doesn't make the tackle, but he slows up Canzader, who loses his balance. But a first down for the Owls at the 20. And Canzader knows he probably should have scored on that one.
Yes, indeed. He's their fastest player. And one thing we've noticed from the end zone is that Ron Dickerson's not messing around. He wanted to get the ball to Canzader. And we watch this on middle screen. The wide receiver, Stonewell, great block up front on that one. Boy, that was Berger with a real nice block.
Smart play by Burris on that one as John McCray was in his face and tried to get it to Sidney Morse and didn't hang it up for grabs. He threw it into the ground because it was a free lane for Curtis McGee to go the other way.
And we talked about it in our Rolling Rock Chalk Talk, is that he had to be real smart with the ball, could not afford to give it away. Done it once, but I think we're starting to see the Owls open things up a bit.
Canzader, 3 catches, 56 yards, all in this drive.
Another sophomore. You know, they've only got 2 seniors that play for him offensively, so Big East better watch out.
There's Gaddy in motion. DJ Cook is back in the game. Burris complete. Nicely done down to the 12-yard line to Van Johnson. For Johnson, his 4th catch of the afternoon.
You know, there's a lot to be said about teams that don't die and that will come back. A lot has to do with human nature, that the opponent just lets down. You know, it's just the way it is sometimes.
It's good for a first down, and Pitt's been on both sides now. They're up 31-7. They were down 31-6 to West Virginia. 2 weeks ago.
Well, if I'm the Pitt Panthers, one of the reasons why right before second half you saw Johnny Majors complaining about a call and really irate, because he knows it, man. He wants to win. He's been so close.
Been a goofy kind of year. Swinging out to Gaddy to the 5. Touchdown Temple. You never know.
Let's hope so. For our sake. That's nice. Good to see an accomplishment on that. See a good finish.
Burris to Gaddy.
Well, you know what I'll do on this, Dave? I go all the way back to Lance Johnstone again, and his great play on third down that forced the field goal. Then you only give him 4. Then you watch this. Pretty good operation on this. Kid has a nice arm. You know, Gaddy makes the catch and turns the corner. He's a great talent. Guy's got speed. He got some jets.
Hayes Clark missed on the blitz. They're going for the deuce, and now Pitt has a chance to bring it back. And that play just died.
That would have been deja vu. That would have been like the West Virginia game.
Bet. But 31-13 with 8:30 to go here in the third period. The Owls do get on the board here in the second half. Johnny Majors got to watch out for a letdown here in the second half. We'll be back to the stadium after these words from our local station.
We're at the Chrysler test track along with off-duty police officer Kirk Harris to test drive the performance of the 3.5-liter 24-valve Eagle Vision. You think he can handle all that power, officer? We're trained to go fast. Well, you have a nice day then. That was great. Those 214 horses really move. What'd you get the speedometer up to there? You know, I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention. Hell, I was. I'm going to need you to step out of the car, sir. Let's go.
Test drive a Vision at your All-Star Jeep and Eagle dealer.
In America today, there's but a handful of local hometown breweries left. One of them is right here in Pittsburgh. Her story spans more than a century and generations of proud, hard-working people. People who have made us what we are today. Here's to you, Pittsburgh. Here's to another century of quality, integrity, and tradition.
Think about it. Mark Single had the chance to make a difference on crime, to lead. Instead, he voted 122 times to free murderers. One was arrested again of rape, suspected murder. So he attacks Tom Ridge's record as a prosecutor with lies, hoping to muddy the waters. But we don't buy it. Tom Ridge will make the changes we need. Life means life. Try violent juveniles as adults. Change rape and domestic violence laws and sign death warrants. Tom Ridge, Governor.
Juan Gaddy feeling pretty good after scoring his second touchdown of the season.
But what happens on this is Hayes Clark, 43, the top of your screen, he comes in on a blitz, and that allows a lot of room outside as you got a chance to see that Thad Culpepper kind of slipped and tripped, and the result is the score. And this is just, boy, Coach Dickerson, he's thinking, what in the world is going on?
John Shea couldn't handle the snap from Ed Stranix.
Hey, it's pretty impressive. 9-play drive, 80 yards, 3:16 on the clock. And now we'll see how the defense responds. Usually it'll give you a shot in the arm and you play your best ball.
Here's Maston for the kickoff. Jay Jones watches and catches the yard seat. There's the right thing. It stays right there.
Yeah, if you're going away, you got your back turned. You're best off just putting the knee down.
Going back to that Temple drive, too, Randy Canzander should be noted. 3 catches, 56 yards, 56 of that 80 yards in that drive. Not bad. Here's John Ryan. What a day. He's got 3 TD passes on the afternoon. Mark Duffner's Maryland club.
Yep, they're at home. Hey, Irish. Good BC.
It's all right. BC will play Louisville next Thursday. From the 20-yard line come the Panthers with 8:30 to go in the third period, up 31-13.
Got a little movement on that. I think Seagraves jumped.
Dead ball. Ball start on the offense.
Clemson would have went over Wake.
That's an eye-opener. Texas lost to Rice a couple of weeks ago, a couple of Sundays ago. Tennessee leading South Carolina.
This is interesting.
This will change that top 4.
Yeah, Danny Ford got it going. How about this?
And Michigan getting pounded by Wisconsin, and that's at the Big House.
And the Wolverines. What a disappointment.
The number 40, Chad Dukes. Singleton and Brown make the tackle for Temple. Here's a chance for the Temple defense, as you mentioned. Chance to make a stand here. You're down 31-13.
Well, first of all, you got to stop the run and force Ryan to throw. That's where your opportunities are going to come up if the Panthers have to put it in the air. Now, McClurkin has really been a force for Temple. He's the guy I would look to make plays up front.
Shows 6 men in the box up front. Ryan gonna throw. Draw. West, a lot of room. They'll be just short of a first down.
Boy, I like this kid a lot. He is a good running back. I mean, he does the things that others stumble over. He just flows real well. You can only imagine, boy, with Curtis Martin, who, after his first game of the year was leading the nation in rushing. Now, you watch this. See, he immediately picks it up, has great vision, can recognize where the break is, and he gets right into the flow of it. I like him. He's got good stuff.
18 carries, 94 yards for Billy West, who did pick up the first down. Ball's at the 30 for the Panthers. Thing you gotta like about West, there is no dog in him at all. Look at this. Oh! He and Johnstone collide up around the 38-yard line. Need too much whooping from both of those guys. I think more of anything, mutual respect.
Well, these two guys,
That's right.
They're both heavyweight sluggers.
Over 100.
Yeah, over 100. He's averaging 106, and he just, what can you say about him? Again, the offensive line does a pretty good job. The wide receivers in this chipping away. That's what allows. There's a collision. Lance is going to bring it. He's going to bring his right there full tilt. But Billy, he's no stranger to contact.
Big time football. 2nd and 3 from the 37. Pitt leading 31-13. 6:45 to go. Ryan some play action all day. McClurkin flushes him out, and then an overthrow, poorly thrown, in the direction of Chad Dukes.
Yeah, every once in a while, Ryan will give us a Dave Sims impersonation at quarterback.
You guys obviously never saw 1968 couple. I'm going to I have tape. Next time you come to New York, stop by some tape.
You're going to need more than tape. Yeah.
What, you need 3 references? I can get 3 references.
I saw you throw right here at Pitt.
Oh, that was early in the season.
Early in the season. I saw you throw
the hitters
past the parking lot.
The hitters were ahead of the pitchers.
Horrible. Oh.
3rd and 3 at the 37. Switching things up. Billy West with the call. Oh, good fill by number 4. That's awesome. Corey Green. He's a sophomore out of Medford, New Jersey. He moved up from linebacker. He was a strong safety, too, in 1993.
Man, that's the way you bring it. I like that a lot. You see, there's a way to play this game, and when the kids do it properly, I mean, you're going to get good results. He checks off, trying to go to the soft side, and there he's got Dukes in front. And again, you got a man with the ball in West, but see, the shoulders aren't square. He leans a little bit, and bam, there's Corey Green up for the stop. That's good stuff.
Big cracker in the punt. Good pressure. Boy, he bowls a beauty. Fair catch being signaled for by Frederick at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know why you take a fair catch, man, when you're trailing. You want to be aggressive.
53-yard punt. Good effort by Cochran. 31-13 Pitt. Back after these messages.
I found a way to make my money really perform. I bought this car, a Probe GT.
I refuse to go broke trying to look good. Did I mention this car's a blast?
I'm no financial genius. I just feel like one.
The front-wheel drive Ford Probe GT is a lot of sports coupe for not a lot of money.
See what I mean?
31-13 Pitt over Temple here at Pitt Stadium. Dave Sims and Rick Walker with you. Temple defense did its job. They stopped Pitt, but now the offense has got to go a long way to get another score. Speaking of scoring, Colorado finally on the board.
Well, I'm sure that makes Paul Carlson feel a little better since he predicted Colorado would romp.
West Virginia separating from Louisiana Tech. Henry Burris going to throw it. Wasting no time. Deep middle. Kanzader with another catch. Puts the ball away. Takes it up to the 33-yard line. He beat Denoris Mosley.
Boy, Kanzader, he's the keeper. Where was he at in the first half?
Amen. 24-yard pickup.
Boy, this is nice. Guy runs a real good route, gets a good push. Burris can sling it. I see why Ron is so high on this young man.
19 years
he
old.
is a pure passer. I mean, he's got great athletic ability, but this guy can throw it.
Yes, he can. And Kanzader's got 4 catches for 80 yards. Gaddy did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tom Barnt, number 90, he was not buying. He and McCray, they were not buying that draw.
Bart, he's just, they love him, and they really should. You know, we talked with Chris Brisback, their defensive coordinator, and he just, you mentioned Tom Barnt's name, he just smiles, and Chuck is really, really high on him.
Second and 9. Ball's at the 34, 4:56 and counting. Straight drop for Burris. Out to Gaddy. That play maybe a yard. Nicely done on the coverage. McGee and McCray.
Oh, yeah, that was
covering
nice.
for Pitt.
You know, we talked about Tom Tumblety, who's out for this game, and when you got a guy like John McCray to step in and fill in for him, it's tough to fill Tom's shoes, but if anybody's close to it, it's John McCray. He has been very, very active.
Here's a number Temple needs to improve on. Just 2 for 9 on third down situation. Ball's at the 35. They need a big play here, down 31-13. Kanzader's been the go-to guy. Let's see if they look for him again. Trying to get the screen going. Penalty flag. Burris throws it, and it'll be short at the 44-yard line. And in the direction of P.J. Cook, Sid Morse, and Mark Baxter. Everybody was in the same neighborhood.
I can't believe he kept that in bounds. I'd have thrown that right at Johnny Majors. There's no way in the world I'd have kept that in play. He had it in play. I'd have said, hey, Johnny, I know you used to have good hands.
Good-looking outfit.
Holding on the offense. Decline. 4th down.
Well, Majors was always sharp. The houndstooth jacket on a couple weeks ago, I was killed for it.
you never fit into it, but that's all.
Oh, now, wait. What do you mean I wouldn't fit into it? Oh, man. Majors and I, we could exchange blazers after this game.
Yeah. You give to your son. There's John Jay. Oh, yeah, good point. Mosley back to the 19. Good coverage by Temple. 46-yard punt. The Owls can't generate any offense.
Gets us down there 54 again.
It's amazing. I mean, you can't tip your cap enough to that kid. But, you know, it's one thing when you see a guy go sideline to sideline, up and back, and get on, delivering hits. When he's down on special teams and making the play, that is amazing.
It really is. He's got a rather bright future ahead of him.
So Nebraska, do they jump over Penn State? Should Penn State beat Ohio State later on this afternoon?
Good. Nebraska should be #1 right now. I mean, they shouldn't even have come to this.
Ball's at the 24-yard line. Panthers lead 31-13. Billy West time. They've been looking for him. And he maybe gets a yard. Coverage by Corey Green. Second time we've seen him make a nice play on the run. Robert McWilliams with some help.
That was nice. Very good. Singleton can play that about as well as you can play it as a linebacker. That was just fantastic. We talked so much about angles. You watch 94. Here's 94. He comes up. You know, you go after his speed. He doesn't let it happen. He spins. He stays up top. Forces you to go wide.
They have Temple set up for a reverse right now. Last week, Marvin Harrison scored on a reverse. They've been pressuring hard to the initial attack zone. See if they reverse him at some point. Play action. Ryan got Davis wide open. Drops the ball at the 40. They beat Corey Green. Ryan floated it up there. Ryan said, hey, was it the sun?
Yeah, that was a nice throw.
Put it right on the fingertips.
And you know Billy can catch him. Not bad. 12 of 23, 215, 3 scores and 1 INT. Not bad at all.
Gives him 8 touchdowns and 6 picks on the season. 3rd and 11. Ryan plays fake again. Steps up. Throws. Got his man. Beats it Gels. And Gels knocked down at the 45 by Robert McWilliams. That's a first down for Pittsburgh.
Might have to bring him back, pal.
2 flags in the defense, in the offensive backfield. So
that's unfortunate.
Sure is.
You know, Dietrich, he's the 3rd all-time Panther receiver in yardage, and he was starting in. He was only about, I think, 166 yards away from Dwight Collins of being number 1.
He's got a 61-yard TD earlier.
On the offense, half the distance to go. Replay, 3rd down.
There's a break for Temple because that would have been a 22-yard pickup.
That's a good break for the Owls.
That's huge. Back to the fell at the 9-yard line.
I mean, realistically, I mean, you look at 31-13 with about 3:20 to go in this. They need to make a play now. You know, you need some points. You need to reverse this momentum ASAP.
Tim Colicchio, number 25, the tailback. Been injured a lot this season. Just back into uniform. Ryan, screen. The Gels picks up some blocks and a good tackle. Good tackle by 22, Robert McWilliams. A force by Johnstone and 94 Singleton. And then the play finished by McWilliams.
You know, you just expect to see Pitt secondary come up and tackle well. You know, Ron Dickerson was a defensive coordinator, a great defensive back coach. He's been at Pitt, Clemson, K-State. He's been all over. And, you know, he even wrote a book while he was at Penn State, 101, defensive back drills and techniques. So you know he knows it, and probably so frustrating for him to see these kids not perform up to their abilities.
Cochran letting the play clock run down. Didn't get a good one this time. And out of bounds at the 49-yard line of Temple.
Man.
That was not a good one. Just 36 yards on that punt by Nate Cochran, who came in averaging just shy of 44 per game, per effort, rather. Temple's got good field position. Coming up next week, Temple, Rutgers. Their annual get-together. It's at Rutgers Stadium this year. Noontime start. Make sure you join us. As we move into November. Seems like we just started. We're coming into November 5th. BC at Louisville on Thursday. That's an ESPN game. Miami at Syracuse is a very important game next Saturday. First, down 31-13. The zip to catch. Johnson drilled at the 39, but that's good for a first down for Temple.
Man, I don't know what caused a slow start for the Temple offense in the first half, but they have been a brand new squad. You know, as they get into the forward pass, they are very good.
Boy, 5 catches, 87 yards for Van Johnson. Not to be confused with the star of stage and screen of the 40s and 50s.
You would know that.
Hey, pays to know a lot. 1st and 10 at the 39. Now, how do you figure that?
If that's too much time, then I can't.
False start, so 8 penalties, 88 yards for Ron Dickerson's club.
A little more intensity by Ron on the sideline, so he can sense it now. Time's playing against him. And you know they have the feeling that they can get it done, that they can come back, but you can't beat time.
Ball's at the 44-yard line. Temple generally only averaging 5 penalties a game. Start maybe looking a lot deeper here in your throws, Utah. Screen, which has been effective that time. Good defensive play. They sure did.
They had it. They
Mike
had
Mooring,
room.
The pressure right in Burris's face, and they had some folks set up.
They did. Big John Summer Day Number 71 was out front. They really had this. And it's surprised this would have been the 5th time. Nice little move by Summerday. He releases him in. See, McCray was there. He would not have been a factor. That was close.
Mooring gives him the pressure on that play. It was nicely done. 2nd and 15. Temple's thrown for almost 300 yards. 294. Pitt for 215. Barrett got protection this time. Waits, finds, throws, knockdown. Good defensive play by Anthony Dorsett, but a penalty flag. He reached over. He had the left hand on the receiver's back, so that'll be a first down.
Great technique by Anthony to close, but he had pressure. You know, there was the pads were on it. That's right. A little more contact than you want. Well, pretty good technique. Let's start with the offensive line. More than decent. More than decent. Clark was getting pushed back a little bit, but he held in.
Got the bump.
Dorsett there. Yeah, had the bump.
On Baxter.
Yeah, he has the bump. So you watch the close. I like Dorsett's close. I mean, the kid has great technique, but he just got there a little too close. A little too close. There's a lot of pressure when your old man's a Hall of Famer, you know, great player, especially right here at Pitt.
Talking to Tim Lewis a few weeks ago when we were here, and said he talks a lot to Anthony Dorsett and what the coach Lewis and said, boy, this is a lot, you know, being here at Pitt, my dad's name, my dad's legacy, and everywhere I go, everybody mentions my dad. What about me?
Well, he took the challenge, though. He took the challenge.
1st and 10 at the 35. 31-13. Pitt leading. Here comes the reverse. Baxter, the next quarterback, can throw it. Gets it up there and overthrows the intended receiver. That's Van Johnson. Outstanding pressure and a lick delivered by number 35, Curtis McGee.
You've been calling it. You've been waiting on this the whole game. Had a reverse with the throw. And when Johnson comes back and takes a look at these pictures, he's going to wish he had applied more of the run option to this pass. See, he's looking. It's either there or it's not. If you get that kind of pressure, sometimes you want to make a move and go. But he's smart with it. You put it out to where if your receiver doesn't get it, nobody gets it. So that's good.
Baxter was an all-public league quarterback at Mastbaum High School in Philadelphia as a senior. 2nd and 10 at the 35. Burris draw to Gaddy. Nice. Gaddy finds some room to the 20. Got the first down. So the Owls driving down 31-13. Final minute 15, 3rd period.
Nice drive.
Hayes Clark makes the stop, and the Owls have taken over, thrown 49 after a 36-yard punt.
You know a lot about these Philadelphia guys, don't you?
Hometown. That's my hometown. Of course, I miss family and everybody there. Oh, yeah. Good. Great sports town.
Well, I mean, you're a big star now. You're in New York, you know,
great sports town.
Manhattan and limousines and the whole bit. I just wondered.
I wish. Barrett standing tall. Got a man knocked down. Nicely done by Sumner. I like the things that David Sumner has done today. He's covered. He's got a pick for 6. And he's delivered some pops.
Boy.
And Baxter was there for the post.
And he's so consistent. He's 3rd in this team in hits. He had 10 tackles a week ago, and he can do it. I'll watch him cover. See, he could have been beat right there. Watch him close. See, he goes to close. That ball should be up and over. Easy for us to say up here on the deck, but that's a nice play by David. David has been, he's consistent. He really is. He plays at a high level.
55 seconds remaining, 3rd period. Burris going to throw it again. Underneath this time, Sid Moore powers down. I think he got the first down. Boy, he hammered somebody there. Really stuck it in. Number 21, Sidney Morse. He put the lick on David Sumner and Anthony Dorsett.
No hesitation. There was no confusion about where Mr. Morris was headed. That was nice. Good to see Sidney involved in this. He's a senior. We'll get a chance to relish in Temple's, you know, progress, but fighting his guts out now for a Big East win.
First catch for Morse today. Came in with 29 catches.
Number 1. He was the lead receiver.
Like Burris indicating he's inches short.
Going to bring in Mr. Whitehead, tight end. If you can get chances on the edge. If you recall, in the 2nd quarter, they went to a quarterback sneak on a 4th down. That was critical.
I think that's the one they scored on. Make it 7-7. 2 for 10 are the Owls on 3rd down situations. This 3rd and inches.
I love these mascots, especially when they get out and just bat. And in the basketball, it's even better. They get in the middle of the court, man. It's a really good little rival.
Full T look. Morris, second. That's Curry. He didn't get it.
I don't think so. Oh, God, I'm surprised at that.
Who didn't get him on that 3rd and 1? Curtis McGee's the T.D. Moody. Make that Mike Mooring involved. Did a good job.
It's going to be the hometown spot on this one.
When Burris scored to make it 7-7 on that 4th and 1, he went on a quick count.
Quick count and the quarterback sneak running right over John Summerday.
Summerday's number 71 playing at right guard.
Good one.
You can take a look.
No, they lost. They give me a loss.
Yeah. About 3 to 4 links.
Yeah, you got to go.
Absolutely, he's got to go for this. Down 31-13 late 3rd.
They tried the option, similar situation before, and they fumbled on that. That didn't work. I like the sneak. So he's a hard snap count. You know, it's just you can draw them off, take it on 3, change the snap count.
All right. Guess here they go after Summerday. They do, and he got it. He's between Berger and Summerday. Berger's 6'3", 265. Summerday 6'2", 290. So this drive lives, and it's a 1st and goal for the Owls.
Well, you got a center like Berger, man. Big time pressure. You got to snap that ball and then lunge out, get some real good explosion, keep the pads low. Good job.
Ninth play of this drive coming up. Throw it again because you've had some hot receivers back.
The scoring drive, you know, was a 9-play drive. They've really now started to get a control of things, but I don't know if the clock is going to be on the side.
Here comes the blitz. They see it. Throw the fade. Man there. Kendall. And it dropped it. Beautiful. It was right there. They saw the blitz, read the blitz, threw it to the hot receiver, and he dropped the ball.
Everything was perfect. And this is the guy with the best hands on the squad. Beautiful call. Great execution. Henry Burris is a pure passer. Boy, this kid's got style. He throws this up. Man, this is old schoolyard. You couldn't deliver it any better. Federal Express couldn't bring it better. I mean, it's perfect.
Real soft. Just get your hands out and grab it. Catch it. 5 catches, 87 yards for Van Johnson.
You might have made that catch.
Done.
Well, I don't know. Done. Man, let me take that.
My hand's almost
take that back.
Show the blitz again. He cooks. And touchdown Temple. He drags it Norse Mosley in, and the Owls on the board again. It's 31-20.
That's nice. Beach gets his first catch today. He had a tough day. He really did. Davis Sumner has been all over him.
So Burris.
Yeah, nice little looky. You don't see this that often anymore in college or pros, the old looky pass.
That's a good question, too. I mean, you bring up an interesting issue. Tight ends like yourself, you guys used to make a living off them.
You see looky pass.
Right.
You look quick, boom.
And you look for the free safety. You look to catch it and hammer him.
Let's stop. That guy is so much bigger and quicker now. The strong safety and linebackers. That was pre-Lawrence Taylor days.
Okay, I got you.
Guys like LT Chains, all right.
They go for the deuce. 31-19, 4 seconds to go in the 3rd. Burris, that time, drills it, and an incompletion going for Sidney Morris, who wants the interference call, but that wasn't even close. Dorsett and Hayes Clark covering.
Real good attempt. You start to get the feeling like I felt against the West Virginia Pitt game. Don't you, Mr. Smith?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We said 31-7. Hey,
yep.
You never know.
Never know. Now look at it again. Cook comes inside. He's there. They go out. Boy, it looked close. Look close. He might have just dropped that.
Yeah, I think it was close. I think he dropped it.
Henry Burris can get it done. This kid can throw the football.
There's a quick pop pass to the tight end.
So he gets the bump.
Yeah,
he looks inside. That's nice. That is
from
nice.
Mike Mooring.
Comes right off Mooring. Quarterback stays with him. You got a big target. Cook, 245-pounder. And you get a score. Good to see the PJ back on the field, too, because he right before the half, he went in early. Got banged up a little bit, but
he's a dependable receiver.
And you're on that oxygen. Well, that oxygen feels good when you score. Doesn't feel quite as good when you lose and you play your drop pass.
You notice, right? Boy. So 31-19, 4 seconds to go. I think, to borrow a phrase from Hall of Fame baseball broadcaster Bob Murphy of the New York Mets, fasten your seatbelt.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Pitt can put it, in my mind, I think they can reestablish themselves. They need a big play. They need something to get this crowd a little into it and to demoralize the Owls. If not,
Jay Jones about 2 yards deep will keep it right there.
Jay's got to get in a better position to catch the football. He receives the ball going backwards. You know, you want to get back and you want to catch that and explode.
So defensively for the Owls, Lance Johnstone and company. See what they can bring against John Ryan, who has played very well this afternoon.
Jay was a pretty good switch hitter. Yeah.
Left-handed swinger, had some good years with many clubs.
Yeah, he's a kid. Remember with the Dodgers?
He's a character.
He's really nuts. Yeah, he's just nuts.
Ryan with 3 touchdown passes this afternoon. Billy West already over 100 yards. Here's the deep back. They fake it. On for a deep ball, got Davis there. And he's thrilled that he picked up the first down at the 42. Alan Jackson with this stop. Ryan throwing with a lot of confidence today.
They scored on that very same play, you know, in the second quarter, where they caught you right in the soft spot in the zone, and they had it.
So 3/4 complete here at Pitt Stadium. Panthers lead the Temple Owls 31-19. We'll be back with 4th quarter action after these words from our local station.
You put a lot in your home, now you can get a loan. All you gotta do is pick up the phone. 1-800-CIT-HOME. You can't beat this number. You work hard doing all you can. If your credit isn't perfect, and we understand. 1-800-CIT-HOME. Whether it's money for college, home improvement, or just paying the bills, CIT's got your loan. 1-800-CIT-HOME. You can't beat this number.
In the mood for style? Consider the Mazda 626. It's beautifully equipped for comfort and security and reliability. If you're in the mood for a car this exceptional, make it the Mazda 626. Built in the USA. Go see your Mazda dealer for a limited time lease offer. We make the exceptional affordable. Lease the Mazda 626 for just $199 a month now.
We're ready to go for the 4th quarter. Here at Pitt Stadium, Dave Sims and Doc Walker in the Big East Caravan. 31-19 over Temple. 31-7 was the lead, and now just come back. Time of possession pretty much even now through the game. And Ryan Pontmengoka asks you wide open at the 30, 25 to the 15. Boy, he spit number 33 right out of his shoes. Phil Cox. Big play, and the Owls have been susceptible to that all afternoon. Ryan is hot.
Well, we talked about it. Pitt needed a big play, so they called on Mr. Askew. Boy, Ryan, look at confidence. Nice little pump fake. The offensive line, again, you know, Temple, if they get pressure on it, maybe they stop it. They don't. What a move. What a move.
Askew.
Boy, he put Phil right on his backside.
Askew 6 catches, 106 yards. That's a month for a lot of guys. Here we go with Billy West. Johnstone goes for a little bit of a ride, does to pull him back.
Billy West, the ball carrier, tackled by Johnstone.
Johnstone and Phil Cox are there from Temple. So you're on the Temple sideline right now. On the Temple sideline right now, a little demoralizing after you drive 9 plays, 51 yards to get the touchdown, close to within 31-19, and now Pitt is driving right back down the field.
Well, if the Owls want any shot at victory, they're going to have to come in here now and make some plays defensively.
Got to bring some people, maybe defensively.
Yep,
Let's see what comes.
Here he comes.
Cornerback is coming. They see it. Wide open, Davis. Good fake. He's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Beautifully done. Ryan to Davis. It's 37-19. They made that look awfully easy.
Well, you predicted the blitz. The blitz is there. And if you predict it, that means they have it. Look at this. The runoff was great by the outside receiver. Great stop. Good athletic ability on that.
Free safety was nowhere in the neighborhood, and hence you get some problems. Merrick's point after is on the money. 38-19, a fabulous response by the Pitt Panthers. Hey, you can come down, kill clock, well, we'll go down and get a lightning strike, and we're still in charge. It's 38-19 Pittsburgh, 13:44 to go in the fourth. We're back after these messages.
All of us are driven by something different. And yet millions of people have found that no matter what road life takes them down, they enjoy the ride more in a Ford car or truck. Enjoy the new ideas and craftsmanship. Appreciate the value. With Ford Taurus, America's best-selling car, F-Series, America's best-selling truck, and 5 of the country's 10 bestsellers made by Ford, it seems as if a lot of people have driven a Ford lately.
Bartender, send me down a Rolling Rock.
You got it.
Excuse me, pardon me, please.
Rolling Rock. One spring, one brewery for a fresh, clean taste every time.
Can you make that 2 Rolling Rocks?
You got it.
National outlook, so Penn State and Ohio State, that's coming up a little bit later. 13:44 here at Pitt Stadium. That's to go here in the ball game. 38-19 Panthers over the Temple Owls. 22,483 on hand watching this. A lot of offense today, Doc.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I'm just surprised that, well, I shouldn't be surprised at the fact that the Owls weren't able to come out a little better on that. You got to give credit where credit's due. John Ryan is hot. Askew makes a big play. Billy Davis makes a big play. The offensive line was outstanding. And
picked up the blitz on that scoring play.
Temple couldn't get any pressure.
Barton's kick to Frederick at about the 4. That hold did not last long.
What
wow.
What hold. Yeah, we talk a lot about the blitz, Dave Sims, and the key to it is that if you pick it up, if you recognize it offensively, advantage goes to you. And so this is the case where, you know, Phil's got to make a play. When you're in blitz, you know as a guy in the secondary that you've got to make a play.
Numbers through 3. And Temple getting killed on the ground. Passing-wise, doing okay.
Well, they average 161 yards on the ground, so they're close to that.
Ferris. What is, oh, right through the hands. Boy, he had some giddy up on that pass. Kanzader let it get right through his hands.
That's the first. Well, I guess Kanzader shows he's human. He's been perfect up to that point. No, Henry can't afford to throw passes high. He throws too hard. He's got to bring that ball down on the numbers, man. That guy's throwing aspirin.
Ferris has got two touchdown passes on the afternoon and scored one himself.
Amazing guy, 175 pounds, that kind of arm strength.
So whip. There it is again. A little high, but caught by Van Johnson. Good for first down to the 34. Van Johnson's had a good afternoon.
Yeah, he has. The hand.
Johnson.
The nation's capital. Now watch this. I mean, when he gets back, pretty good stuff, just lets it go. Just has a natural whip.
So you can see why there's cause for optimism. Holding against Pitt. So that will tack on 15 more for Temple. Johnson's got 101 yards in receiving. Baxter 102. Burris has thrown for 310.
And counting.
You bet.
I mean, he's in full control of the pass offense.
You can see why there's reason for optimism at Temple, and then Johnny Majors certainly wants to get his ball club in the same type of situation. Burris can clearly throw the ball, so in recruiting, Ron Dickerson's got to look for some linemen that can block and some guys that can carry.
Oh, he's got skilled people. This Temple squad has skilled people.
Pump and go. Second pump. He's got a man in the flat. Burris buying time, under throw. Let's see if they give it to him. He did catch it at the 29. Baxter. That ball looked like it died.
Look at the confidence in this young man's arms. Henry Burris, that was a triple pump. It doesn't go. He finds time and throws a dart.
Take another look.
Guess we got
right there has been an overrule, plus there's a penalty flag and legal receiver downfield.
Watch this. Now this kid just glides out, great confidence. He sets up, lets her rip, and let's watch and see if he gets his arms lower. No,
that's what I thought. Jeez, that.
Good guess, Dave. Good guess.
When I first looked at it, I didn't think he had
Ineligible downfield on the offense. 5 yards. Replay, first down.
That's a killer. When you got, you know, he's developing a second and third life running behind him, scrambling.
Yeah,
so everybody figured, let's get downfield and help him. But now we got to walk it back to the 44-yard line of the Owls. Pittsburgh leads 38-19.
No, you're right. It's almost like Mason of Syracuse. You know, when Burris gets out, he does not want to run. He's a passer. He really is. I mean, this guy is very impressive.
Whereas Mason's a terrific runner.
Yeah, he can do it both. He really can. Boy, I like it. Awful good quarterback.
Burris to throw again. Flips it out. Dangerous pass intended for Baxter. Some good pressure by Pitt that time. Got Burris's face.
Well, they decided to change things up and get a little more pressure on it. Like Robinson was in on that, Kenyon Robinson.
Henry Burris came off the bench last year. Phil Lang, a junior college transfer, started the season at quarterback for Temple, then was ineffective, and Henry Burris, as a freshman, got a lot of action last year.
It will pay off. It definitely will pay off.
Draw to Gaddy. Read nicely. That is a big-time play. Gerald Simpson. No fooling him on that play. Gerald Simpson out of Warren, Ohio, with the Harding High School.
Yeah, he comes in off the corner. The prior play, they sent Kenyon Robinson in. This time they come back with Simpson. He just will have nothing of it. Not at all. Great pursuit by the Panthers. Then you watch it up front. Mike Hollopin, he was in a good position to make a play.
Third and long for the Owls. Burris hanging in. Deep ball. Got a man there, and he overthrew Baxter on the post.
Couple receivers in the same area. I don't know if anyone who was at fault rather on that one. You don't like to have, by that time he advanced, Johnson and Baxter. Similar situation, which means you're going to bring an additional defender in that territory, and that you don't want.
So Pitt's defense holds, and Denarius Mosley back to get the punt from John Shea. Shea did not get off a great punt. Goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
That's some poor punting today. Really on a perfect wind condition.
Indeed. It's a 32-yarder for Shea. He came in averaging 37-2. Nobody like Robo punter. Todd Sauerbrunn.
Oh, Sauerbrunn, unreal.
Wow, Florida State. Duke will have to make that up in basketball.
That's a good point. What does Michigan do?
Yeah.
This is neat here, Arkansas. Mountaineers.
All brought to you on our Ford scoreboard. 12 minutes to go here in our ball game. 38-19 Pittsburgh in front. John Ryan has been outstanding. It's Tim Colicchio, his first carry of the day. And Colicchio, 92, had a super year replacing Curtis Martin, who's injured. He ran for 743 yards. Cedric Perry, number 50, with the tackle.
Cedric might be shaken up a little bit. Watch your Vols.
Again, just a very bitter, disappointing season this year for the Volunteers. Texas Tech leading Texas, so Texas has had their problems. Pinckney and company.
Keep their players on the field.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're awesome, but they can't keep them on the field.
Perry's the injured Al. Looks like he's got an ankle problem. Boston College. You think they're a little bit ticked off after tying Rutgers last week?
I knew I would not want to have been around Dan Henning last week. Ooh. Irish.
Navy gets to pay the price this week. How about Maryland? That's
it's a pretty big game for them.
Yeah.
It really is. A lot of folks that I work with are at that game. And A couple of Temple or Tulane alum, A-State, BYU. That's somewhat of a surprise. Arizona State,
very much so. Yeah.
You know, a lot of talent, just not been able to put it all together.
Jedrick Perry will walk off. He's out of Detroit's Findlay High School.
This is no surprise to me at all.
No.
But not with May at quarterback. I mean, he's very impressive.
Only bummer in their season, they had Colorado, they had Nebraska, pretty much back-to-back, couldn't do it.
Well, Miami's going to have the same situation today with Tech, next week with Orange.
At Syracuse.
And the Orange Grove. Well, it's going to be rough.
2nd and 12. Long count by Ryan. The draw to Billy West. Cuts it up, finds a lot of room. Great cut. And he almost got by Lance Johnstone, and Johnstone with the left arm brings him down.
And Billy West is not 100%. You watch this. This is a good call. You run the draw, and you put the ball in his hands. And watch this. I mean, there's daylight. Watch him cut. See, when he cuts, he's going north-south, full speed, no break in motion. Watch the move. Very nice. You just can't get past Johnstone, though. He's not the kind of guy that takes fakes.
Pittsburgh, more successful on 3rd than Temple has been. Billy West adding to his total, picks up the first down and a heck of a lot more to about the 48 of Temple. Robert McWilliams brings him down. Maurice Washington, real good block, number 22 for Pittsburgh.
Glad you picked that up, man. Maurice Washington, that was a bolo block. I love the I formation. I really do. You don't see it as much as you used to. Watch 22. See, seek and destroy. He goes in, gets a real good push, and then again you're running behind big number 78, Reuben Brown, Reggie Thompson. Yes,
Reuben took his guy about 8 yards down the field.
He's taking him to class with him.
$1.30 for Billy West. Came in averaging 107. Tops in the Big East. Play action, penalty flag though. Ryan's got all day to throw. Puts some air on it and completes it to Billy Davis. He's run out of bounds at the 24. Penalty flag way back upfield at the 46.
Flag that early usually goes against the oath.
Johnny Major's not too pleased. I think one of the receivers might have pulled it a tad early. Legal procedure, indeed. Johnny Major's hands on hips. How can we do that even though we're up 38-19? You got to execute. He's right.
I don't think the score means anything to Coach Majors right now. He remembers that West Virginia game. He wants to nail this one.
That's a big possession right here with 10 minutes to go.
Oh, it is. Yeah, very much so. People might be home listening. What are they talking about? Hey, we were here.
That's right. Very themed seats. Well, Doc, what are we going to talk about? Well, here comes Pitt. I'll never forget Vanderpool celebrating and thinking it was over. It was over. It was over. I didn't think so. 10:01 to go. First at 15 from the 47. Ryan going to throw it again. Look in quickly to Askew, who has just been large all day. They pick him up, throwing down. Flag. I'm looking for a flag.
What do you mean? It's good football. You know a flag.
No, the whistle. I don't mind the rough stuff, but I mean the whistle, and then they pick him up. I mean, yeah, he's playing a little Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan.
Great finish. McWilliams, you know, he's had some tough times today.
Yeah, you bet.
Payback. See, this is what you coach. You close on it. So you got 3 hours there. They break down. Here you get the hit. Now you lift and destroy. There you go. There you go. It's called team tackling. Good
Ryan,
good.
That is outstanding. Ryan with the fake, and he's got time. Got a man. Askew is still Temple all afternoon. What a day for Chad Askew. McDuffie and McWilliams. They bring him down, but it ain't good enough.
There's absolutely no excuse to throw into center field and not have a free safety come out. Ted McDuffie not get the job done on this. I mean, when you got a guy in center field, it'd be one thing, you know, if you were playing a press man and you didn't have any help. See, 38's got to get in there closer to the action. You get in there and you put a Rydell cap on some of these receivers, and you'll discourage them catching across the middle. There's some schools you don't even think about catching passes in the middle of the field.
That's right. That's right.
You just don't do it.
8 catches, $131. Wow. John Ryan is padding some numbers today. He will sleep well tonight. Billy West looking to break it. And McDuffie saves further damage at the 12. Both of these teams, we talked about this earlier, looking at this game, hey, we can get this. This is eminently gettable.
Yep.
And right now,
oh, they're young, too. You know, these teams are both so young that eventually, you know, they'll make plays.
thing that I think about is imagine how high Pitt's got to be and how low Temple's got to be right now.
Well, it's the one you had to think you could get.
Davis and Gels go to the top of the screen. Good throwing down here. 2nd and 2 at the 12. Jay Jones, bottom of your screen. Run it with West. Big hole down to the 5. He's got the first down. It's 1st and goal for the Panthers. Lance Johnstone with the tackle as the Panthers try to put the finishing touches. It's 38-19, 8 minutes to go.
Make no bones about it. Pitt is not scared. They're not shy about running left. Boy, West Rubin, it clears things out.
And Billy West just went over 1,000 yards for the season.
Congratulations, Dad. No, really. He's this guy. On and off the field of play. He's a top shelf individual. He really is. Hits the classroom, excellent student, great role model.
1st and goal at the 6. West trying to cap off a fabulous day with a touchdown. He's a couple of yards shy.
Boy, Johnstone really forced well on that. Maurice Washington did not back down. And here's a guy that was, a little questionable for today's game. Watch this, 54 is going to jump right into your pitcher. So he feels, and that's nice. Washington gets it, and then watch the guy. Again, West is constantly going north-south. No matter where the hits are going, the pads are square.
Give the credit, too, to Maurice Washington, Chad Dukes. They've been doing a good job. Dukes in there now with Vince Williams. Power eye. West undoubtedly is going to get it. He does. And he scores. Touchdown, Billy West. 1,012 yards for the season. And Pitt's got a lead now of 44-19.
What a back. Boy, when you don't give up, this young man, really good to see. That offensive line just giving it up. Look at Jeff Craig. I mean, just pushing people out of the way, creating daylight. This kid sticks it in there. He deserves all the hugs, all the slaps on the back. Nice to see.
Here's Merrick for the extra point. And it's good. The 45-19. 10 plays, 72 yards. It took 5:18 off the clock. Panthers in control here at Pitt Stadium, leading the Owls. And we'll be back after these words from our local station.
How incredible a value is the all-new Eagletown? This is exciting. Certified government accountant Warren Kruger is here to help us find out. Take her for a spin. Come off. Warren, the wonder accountant is back. Warren, what'd you think?
Sounds great. 140 horsepower engine, dual airbags, double wishbone suspension.
What would the U.S. government pay for something like this?
14 million tops.
Shouldn't that decimal point be over there?
Yeah.
Test drive a Talon at your all-star Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Chi-Chi's, always known for traditional Mexican food, is shaking things up. Introducing New Mex, a whole new way of doing Mexican. New Mex is light dishes, like our chicken quesadilla light and Veracruz chicken. It's fresh, like salsa made fresh from scratch. And New Mex's new taste, like the Santa Fe enchilada. Stacked, not rolled. Chi-Chi's. Come taste the New Mex.
Here's what you might put down on a typical car lease. At Honda, however, we had a different idea. We took our fully equipped 1995 Honda Accord LX and lowered the down payment to some rather nice round numbers. The zero down short-term lease from your Honda dealer. Zero down and $289 a month for 30 months.
Billy West can afford to rest up now. Take the congratulations from Lawson Malika. Malika and his crew on the offensive line. Great job.
They made it happen. Watch him up front. It's bulldozing people. My boy Jeff Craig, man, a 280-pound sophomore really made it happen.
Jeff Craig, number 60. Yes, he did. Vital numbers there. Billy West over 1,000 yards for the season. But the final, I think now we can go out on a limb now and say probably put the final exclamation point on this afternoon.
You can take this one out of the other.
Todd Martin to kick off for the Panthers. High kick. Taken by number 25, the little guy, Danny Atwater. Kenyon Robinson, pretty good special teamer. He's involved on that play.
Yeah, both teams have played pretty well. We haven't had the big run that we were hoping for on team.
In the fourth quarter, 6:36 to go. Henry Burris on the draw. Gaddy maybe a couple of yards, but T.D. Moody makes the tackle.
The draw has just not worked for him. Not at all. One of the reasons why, again, you don't scare anybody with your ground game. You know, so people are watching for it, and the recognition by the Pitt Panthers has been really good today. You know, Humphrey has played a lot at the middle linebacker spot.
Number 51, Roderick Humphrey,
yep.
Sure. Temple's at Rutgers next week. Burris in trouble. Boy, stayed on his feet. Penalty flag. We'll probably bring this back with a hold. Burris does a super job not getting knocked down. Pitt Panthers are off next week. They play at Miami in 2 weeks.
We got the Canes. And they'll be coming off of Tech, Syracuse. You want as much rest as possible for that one.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards. Replay, second down.
Ron Dickerson, it has been a long afternoon for him and the Owls. Pittsburgh 45-19. That's how Pitt scored 40 points in one. Happened in 92 against Minnesota, 41-33. Morris was exposed and is fortunate to get out just with that. McGee could have actually rearranged his rib.
He could have. But Burris, though, I mean, the average quarterback is sacked on this. This guy is smooth under pressure. Now you watch him again. They continue with the play fakes, but you just got a little bit on that. Actually got John McCray faked out. Yeah, you're right. That's one of those kidney shots. Oh, man, that hurts.
If you've never been hit like that, trust us both. I know you've been hit like that old baby. Ring of blitz. Humphrey chasing. Burris in under pressure. Throws it in the direction of Gaddy, who was covered by McCray. Mooring and Hayes Clark. Super effort in flushing Burris out of the pocket. Roderick Humphrey has played a real strong fourth quarter.
Got a lot of time. You know, especially when you're playing behind the leading tackler on your squad, Jason Chavez.
Shea gets this one to turn over, booms it. Goodness gracious, mostly all the way back to the 29. Looking for the corner. McWilliams brings him down. The first force by number 34, Orrin Marshman. 50 yards on the punt. Pittsburgh Panthers will enjoy this afternoon and the week off. They lead it 45-19. We're back after these messages.
Introducing Ford Contour. Gold, a world car for the 21st century. Example, the advanced quadrillink rear suspension. It was designed to allow rear wheels to adjust in sync with the front, giving Contour precise control in cornering and braking. Then it was put through 2 million miles of rigorous testing just to make sure. The totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century.
At the heart of a great university are moments of discovery. Those that alter history and those that alter oneself. Such discoveries inspire hope, engender awe, and create a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The University of Pittsburgh, a place to discover.
Travel arranged through U.S. Air. U.S. Air's frequent traveler program lets you earn free trips to more places in the world than any other airline because U.S. Air begins with you. Back here at Pittsburgh, Panthers leading 45-19 en route to first victory under Johnny Majors since 1976, where they scored 40 or more points. Last time that happened. Back in 1976, the championship year, as Sean Fitzgerald takes over quarterback for the Panthers. Tim Colicchio getting some work now, picked up a couple yards. Fitzgerald started the season as the #1 quarterback, and then up at Syracuse, didn't play particularly well, got lifted, and Ryan has been the starter since.
Yeah, he has. Well, 6 interceptions and 4 TDs will hurt you, but on that afternoon, the Syracuse defense was just awesome. They really were. I don't know if Unitas and company would have done anything that day.
Second down and 8 from the Pitt 38. Give it to the up back, the fullback busting into the secondary is number 30. That's Vince Williams. Good carry by Vince.
He was really using fullbacks. Washington, Dukes, Williams, all have come in and all played well. A lot more rotation of the backs than in the past by Pitt.
First serious action as a ball carrier this season for Vince Williams. First and 10 from the 47. Keep it on the ground. It ain't going to happen on that play. Ayala. Second time we've seen Mario make a nice play. Back in the second quarter, did a nice job.
On the third down. Came in and made a play, forced him to punt. The thing you look for right now, you just want to make sure that nobody gives up on you. The kids play hard all the way until the final gun. Because let's not kid ourselves. You know, you're playing for next season. If you're Temple. A lot of young kids are disappointed. Yeah, they're down. They're down. They thought this was one they could win.
Losing streak will go to 5. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Colicchio cuts it back by 4 yards as he gets to the 45. I want to thank our stats and spotter gentlemen have done a super job. John Viterra on stats, Johnny Viverito, spotter, and Larry Eldridge, the SID, and Ronnie Wall, SID at Pitt, and Jerry Emmett at Temple for all their help and cooperation the last couple of days here at Pittsburgh. Third down and 8. Clock running, and the Pitt Panthers pick 7th in the conference, will move up to 7th with this win. And a hot tie job by number 94, Singleton, letting his frustrations out. Ayala jumps in to get an assist. Colicchio and Hayes Clark, Jason Chavis. Boy, they want to savor this one.
Yeah, boy, it's been some time.
If there were another hour just to hang out, I think they'd do it.
When you get a victory, you do want it. You want that clock to just slow down and stop so you can just savor the moment.
Temple closed to within 12 points at 31-19. in the third period. A couple of scores with Frederick. Another fair catch inside the 10.
Yeah, hard to figure out.
39-yard punt by Nate Cochran. Something to build on for Johnny Majors, Ron Dickerson. Few spots. His quarterback has thrown the ball fairly well, but the fact that, as you mentioned, no running game to put a scare into Pitt.
It does. It really does.
Because you can't play action.
When you got a quarterback as talented as Burris, you definitely want to give him another option, another dimension to keep the defense at bay.
Frank Moore, number 70, in at right tackle for the Pitt Panthers. Johnny Majors, Chuck Drisback starting to empty their bench. Minute 33 to go. Atwater gets the call, gets up to about the 12-yard line. So the Temple Owls will go to 0-22 all-time in Big East play. It will be their 5th straight loss. It'll be 0-4 in the Big East Conference this year and 2-6 overall. While Johnny Majors' club ends a 6-game losing streak, they'll go to 2-7, 1-4 in the Big East, and the first win at home in the Big East this year, they'll be 1-2. Burris throws short to his tight end, Kedrick Whitehead, out of Chester High School, Chester, Pennsylvania, and Valley Forge Military Academy. He's a freshman.
You know, you go back to that Texas game that you actually, I mean, you did. There were a lot of opportunities that this club had to win, and just for whatever reason or not, just, you know, hurt themselves.
No question. You can make a very strong case for them. They lost the Texas game in the opener 30-28. They didn't play horribly against Boston College,
no, really
losing 21-9. They were leading at Louisville and blew a lead. Syracuse, there was no chance, 31-7. They weren't going to win.
No.
West Virginia, they had the game in the final minute and let it go.
15 seconds.
There's about 3 wins right there they could have had. Burris.
You don't want your quarterback running now.
No,
not with 44 seconds to go. You don't want him running.
No.
You know.
You like passing. This has been a good day because we've seen close to 670 yards in the air from combined by these two teams. Johnny Majors will improve his record to 5-0 against the Temple Owls. Pitt, 4th straight win and 6 out of the last 7 against Temple. Ferris, and this is just what you talk about, final second.
You don't want that. Not your quarterback hit late in the game.
He is your man the next 3 years, and that will do it. Final gun here at Pitt Stadium. And Johnny Majors and the Pitt Panthers have ended a 6-game losing streak. 45-19 the final.
Good party at Johnny's tonight.
Indeed.
Well, you invited us over. No, it's good. Both teams, whichever team won this one, you have to feel good about, because both have struggled and have played well enough to win in the past.
Pitt blew it open with 21 points in the second period and added on 14 more in the 4th period. Our Molson Ice player of the game is John Ryan, the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Panthers. What a day he had, 330 yards. And you got to love that ratio. 4 TDs and just 1 interception.
Big numbers, leadership, had poise, and played the game with a smile on his face today. You know, that's good to see.
Yes, indeed. Pitt Panthers will have next week off, and then 2 weeks from today, they will play at Miami against the Hurricanes. And the Hurricanes with a big game coming up shortly against Virginia Tech. Who do you like in that one real quick?
Going to be a dandy. Well, you have to like the Canes at home, but have great respect for Tech and would not be surprised if they could pull it off.
There you go. Doc Walker, as always, thank you for joining us here today in Pittsburgh. A pleasure.
Work on that weight, pal.
You too. Let's see if you can find your car.
Oh, I'll find it.
Today's game produced by Paul Carlson and directed by Jim Edmonds, along with the support of our Big East Caravan. And let's take a look at some of the great names involved with this broadcast.